get through all these freaking pop-ups.
I was about to say,
Jesus.
you're probably getting blasted by pop-ups, aren't you?
Sweet Christ. Just sitting here all this time and nothing happened. As soon as I start trying to hit the freaking recording button, all the pop-ups start.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I've been holding these notifications for you till right now.
Yeah. Enjoy this.
Have fun. Noob.
Best of luck, guys.
That guy off Happy Gilmore. You jackass!
All right. As my good buddy, the Drifter, says.
And Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, that's true. He does say that, too, huh?
I don't know, man. I don't know. We need to have an all right off with Matthew McConaughey and the Drifter. Let's just see who can do it the longest. Just keep going, all right, and just keep going and just see who can go longer.
I would love that. That should be the movie of the week. That would be the movie of the week. Just someone cutting in.
We just came up with it, and just having it be Drifter on repeat, going all right, and then Matthew McConaughey cutting in.
That's what I love about Primeval Servitors. They stay. I get older and they stay the same age. Yes, they do.
Oh God.
So how was your week, guys? How's everybody's week been?
I'm glad, Des.
Yeah, not too bad.
All right.
Very, very exciting there.
Yeah.
We've been getting a shit ton of rain here. Like a shit ton. Like it's been coming in sideways. Like because the wind's blowing where we're at. So yeah, we got a ton of rain. My backyard flooded. I'll share the picture of it in the well, it's like my dog run area where my dog run is and my driveway is. It's probably about 20-30 feet of about 2 inches of mud.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it came just off the hillside, but yeah, I mean, other than that, just getting a lot colder here. We're finally getting the changing of the seasons, I guess you could say here, because like 2 weeks ago, I mean, like a week ago, it was like 80 degrees. Now it's, I think, 42 right now.
Wasn't your whole state on fire a couple days ago?
This is true.
Like,
for the most part, it was on fire. But
yeah,
no, it's damn near being. It's been really cold, man. But that's the thing about where we live is it actually gets a little chillier out in the Inland Empire. But other than that, just playing lots of Destiny, man. Playing lots of Destiny when I have a chance. Trying to, we've been actually grinding our secondary characters, like our second and third characters, because for some ungodly reason, my wife is worried that we're gonna need these other characters right away upon expansion release, and that she doesn't want to be left behind. And I said, left behind who? Who are we going to be behind?
You do realize that there's a power level increase, right?
I know, but shit, man, come on. 50 level is not. I mean, it's a good amount. I think it's the proper amount, but she's like grinding it like too much grinding, too much grinding right now. Damn it! Or no, too much love for my other characters. That's really what it comes down to. It's just too much love for my other characters. There's a reason why they're my secondary and my third character. That, and I feel dirty playing as a Titan. I feel dirty. I feel sullied. I don't know. I have a hard time. I have a hard time with it as a warlock main. I have a hard time running around slamming people. I don't know. Just have a hard time with it.
I mean, I can understand that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It just takes I was getting in a kind of a groove with my warlock as far as like PvP and stuff like that, and let's just say that on my other characters it is not as good. The groove is not there.
The groove is not in the heart.
Yeah, sure.
Yep. Thank you, Des. At least someone got that joke.
I did. I
got it.
You're just too tired to react. That's what it is.
Hey, I sang, damn it.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been working and playing Destiny. Pretty much is what I've been doing. I've set my sights on the Breakneck, and I've just been playing Gambit.
I think I need 19 more matches.
Yeah, we were playing last night. Me, Des, and Aaron, and we how many? We just played one match and we got the meatball, right?
Yep.
Played one match, got the meatball,
Nice.
and then but then we played against a team that had Breakneck already. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Just knocked the guy. Yeah, at least I think two of them had Breakneck, but that's an interesting little auto rifle there, man. Definitely is. And the video got me hype, man. The video got me hype when they showed it in that one strike. I forgot the strike.
When you kill the fanatic again.
Kill the fanatic, yeah. And then you're able to. He was literally just wiping the entire the wave, just death.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about if you could run that with say you get headshots and run that with what's the Warlock chest piece that grants elemental explosions upon
the chromatic fire.
Yeah, you could run that with Breakneck and have just a hell machine.
Mm-hmm.
You could have a hell machine if you were to really, really, really want to focus on that. So I will definitely be looking into that when I acquire that weapon.
That's another
That's what I like about. Well, that's like I said. That's one thing I was like about Breakneck too. Is kind of like the Redrix's duo. It acts like a normal gun until its special proc perks, and then it just becomes this monstrosity.
It starts firing so fast. Like, he had to be firing at SMG pace towards the end. When
it goes to 720.
Okay, it goes to 720.
Okay.
It goes to 720.
Jesus, man.
It also has a built-in not kill clip.
Faster reload.
Yeah, faster reload at the more stacks.
That is. I'm really thinking about all these weapons, and all these weapons have definitely got a purpose, and they all seem like they're pretty relevant. I mean, yeah. I look, the little mini rocket launcher. It's a grenade launcher, but I'm going to call it a rocket launcher because it is. It is a rocket launcher.
Yeah,
that thing. I've already been tagged by that thing a few times.
See, the people that can get those weapons quick are the people like Breakneck and Loaded Question. Yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, if you sat down and played like an entire day of one activity, you might get them. That's more like those are more persistence grinds, basically. You just have to sit down and do it.
It's a marathon.
Yeah, exactly. But the people that can actually get because the Crucible Pinnacles, they require ranks and these medals and these situations. They require Crucible awareness, and people that can get those quick, those are the people that scare me.
Yeah. But no, like I said, it's been interesting, thinking about the combinations that you can run with these things, because they're definitely, they're definitely pinnacle weapons. That's for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, I definitely was. I'm starting to realize it. So this is just random thoughts while playing on my Titan. Random thought while playing on my Titan. If you throw a rally barricade and then use horror story, you can pretty much you can do almost what Breakneck does.
No.
You can almost do, man. No. I'm telling you, man.
Close.
I know, but it feels like a cheap version of Breakneck. But it is so, when you get 3 stacks of Rampage going, and then you're just fucking laying waste to the field in front of you, it's pretty fun. Popping a rally barricade is, I like the fact that you don't have to duck away anymore, that it just automatically reloads it. I think that's been a nice little perk for that thing. because that's the first time I've played on the Titans since.
Oh wow!
Since they've done that, since they've done honestly, they've changed the rally barricade where you can. It's been that long. So
yeah. Actually, last night I was doing some PvE damage calculations on primaries again, or at least DPS, like numbers
spreadsheets.
For primaries. Well, like I said, these are usually like my side projects that I get curious about because I like to run effective primaries in PvE, like the primaries that have the most capability of like pegging it emergency damage, basically.
Yeah.
Which for the auto rifles, as I found out, sadly, the lowest like DPS is for auto rifles are the 450 precisions. Because what I basically do is I go into Trostland and I shoot Fallen in the face and body.
Gotcha.
Use their RPMs divided by 60 and get it base like numbers, because while the other orange bar and yellow bar damages will differ, usually they don't differ tremendously.
Yeah.
And like the values still stay the same. But hilariously, as I was doing this for red bars, so 450 autos are like 645 DPS. The rapid fires are like 684. No, not the rapid fires. The high impact is 684. The rapid fires are 708, and the adaptive 600 RPMs are 710. Now, hilariously, just using the precision auto rifle's base damage now and applying the 720 just to its base damage, like the 720 RPM, that's 1,032 DPS.
Jesus.
It almost doubles this DPS, and that's not even including the rampage multiplier.
Oh wow! Not even including the rampage.
Yeah, that's without rampage calculations. So, yeah, that's the strength of Breakneck. It isn't the fact that I looked up its numbers and it's a really good precision auto rifle. I mean, really good. I dare say it's a little better than my previous baby, the Braytech Winterwolf.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, its true power comes like once it stacks Rampage, though. Once it does that, it's over with.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, everyone knows what my next one's going to be. I want that loaded question because apparently it's a 3-bolt if a Guardian's under 5 resilience, according to the several YouTube videos I watched from scientists. But I wanted to hear Dez's calculations on it.
I don't do TTKs.
Oh yeah, I forgot you don't do TTK.
But I leave plenty. I leave those to the plenty other people willing to.
Mm-hmm. I'm about to talk to Merc and see what he says, because that'll be the interesting thing for me.
But yeah, if it is a 3-bolt, I mean, at the same time, that's only one shot. But as I did find out, because I looked at its, I did look it up. Its other perk is auto-loading holster.
Oh.
So if you use it kind of like a Plan C, it just without, the Plan C perk, then you could almost, well, as long as you have some kind of reserve ammunition for it, you could almost always have reservoir burst. For emergency situations, at least.
And that's as long as the clip is full, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Has to be a
like I said,
full...
that's why I say as long as you have reserve.
It'd be a good combo for if you're running Warlock is have transversive steps, because you get your when you start running around, it reloads all your weapons and stuff like that.
Or Lunafaction.
Well, Lunafaction is, you got to stay in the Rift, whereas, I guess you can see Lunafaction because you always have a full mag, so you're shooting nothing but a charged blast, correct? like an explosive blast. But I don't know how much you're killing things when you're in Luna faction thing. So, but no, transversive though, because you run around. It only takes about 5 seconds for it to proc. You run around and all of a sudden you just hear a little and it reloads all your weapons. So it's definitely it's still my favorite hunter. I mean, not hunter, my warlock exotic that I have. I'm as far as utilitarian purposes, because in PvP it allows me to not be the slowest thing on the entire goddamn map. But that'd be a nice little combo. Now I gotta write these down, because I think of these in my head, and I'll be like driving to work and something, and I'll be like, God, yeah, I think this will be a good combo if I run it with this. Yeah, and then I'll just completely fucking forget about it. And then by the time I remember it, it'll be freaking, it won't be like good anymore, or it won't work anymore.
Yeah.
And also pretty much hands down, like stat-wise at least, like Loaded Question is pretty much the best high-impact fusion rifle. It's a little insane.
Nice.
Its stats are absolutely ridiculous.
Well, no, I've got it. Like I said, I've got motivation to go for all three of these. I think my only, like we were talking about this last night, Des. This is my only, not my gripe, but I think what they should do is make the requirements for what you have to do. Like, say, I think it was 500 kills in something or other. I don't know, but just, I'm watching guys who play about, it looks like around 15 matches, around 15 to 20 matches, and they have the entire thing done, except for the matches completed. So I would make those numbers reflect it, make it where you're getting a little bit closer, maybe after like 25 matches, after 30 matches you would hit. So think of an average of, just honestly, just make the number a little bit higher. It's an arbitrary number because you're going to get to it regardless if you're just playing normally. But I think it would make it feel like it's a little, you're grinding something a little bit more. You're doing something a little bit more if the number were just a little bit higher. So honestly, it'd just double it. Because if everyone's finishing, usually, I mean, Des, how much have you finished on the let's just say the Gambit one? I don't know. How much have you finished on the Gambit one?
Like I said, I have 19 matches to go, but I finished the other requirements on like my 18th or 19th match.
Perfect, exactly. So look, so if they were to do something where it was like, maybe get a little bit closer to like the 30th match, so that the last 10 are just like,
easiest requirement by far on that list is the challenging opponents.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how fast I was. I didn't realize how fast I was getting those done.
Yeah.
Every single yellow bar, man. Every yellow bar was.
Every single blocker was a challenging opponent.
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
Guardians are challenging opponents.
Guardians, yeah. So human bait, you just get them.
Yeah, I had a decent night invading last night, so that's good.
Also, guys, I got my malfeasance this week. Forgot to mention that.
Oh, very nice.
I just grinded it out and got it done, and then I had to do the invade, the 4-man invasion. I was like, fuck it, I'll go in. And I went in, I dropped 2, and there's 2 guys with 15 all the way in the back, and I'm like, there's my baby, popped my super threw in the hammers and just got to town, and then I screamed and blew out everybody's eardrums. There's a surprise, right?
What? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I got a little hype.
Also,
me and Bush we get a little hype. We get a little hype when something happens.
Yeah. Talking about like primary DPS is also hilariously one of the best, short of sidearms and SMGs, like primary DPS there is. 180 RPM hand cannons.
And that's trust, right?
Yeah, trust, malfeasance.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because it comes in like
hand cannons I like.
Yeah, like I said, it comes in like 807. Now, like I said, sidearms and SMGs can get like 1100, like at a minimum. So they're a little better, but their range is just.
Well, they buffed in the recent. They buffed SMG range. I know that. I don't know
not
what
that much.
They said that. I mean, they made it. They said SMG range has been extended. So I don't know if that means 6 inches or if that means 6 feet or what, but they've extended range on SMGs because you can tell what they're trying to do. Because guess what, folks? This is, I mean, if you didn't play D1, this is what they did in D1. We had, I wouldn't say a shotgun problem, but we had a lot of shotgun. It was, if you were running any kind of comp, if you were in trials, you pretty much almost had to run shotgun or a very good other weapon as your secondary weapon, and you had to be damn good with it. So what they did was they made
have a final round effort eat.
Exactly. And what they did was they sat there and they dropped the ammo economy. So then everyone started using sidearms and shit like that. And I don't think they want that. So I don't think they're going to do these massive changes to things. Like I don't see a massive changes to shotguns coming. I really don't. I think it's going to be something in regards to they're going to make other stuff better. I think, but when they make other stuff better, it's going to be like small nudges. You know what I mean? It's not going to be the heavy hand coming down, smashing something, nerfing something to the ground, making it unusable, and then
they haven't yet. They already said that they weren't going to do wide sweeping destructive.
Well, that was
edits,
like I always say, that was the whole point of this game. They made it so that they can go in and actually alter individual weapons and make it to where it's not, you're not wiping out an entire class if you nerf one thing. So that's definitely a good positive change. I can see. I mean, if SMG's got a little more range. I mean, the only thing that's going to get them, that's going to map them is, oh my God, what's the shotgun, the chaperone?
Yeah.
But chaperone's fucking stupid. I had a guy standing. I think Des, you were probably staying near me when it happened, but this mother effer, I shot him with my. He was backing away and I was running forward to him. I did an early shot because usually I like to get like an early shot with a shotgun. So I did an early shot, took down half his shield from guy. He backs up even farther away, like 5-8 feet away more, and pulls out chaperone and just boom, domes me from like, I don't know, a good 20 feet away. Like it was just, it's disheartening, man. Like you're sitting there and he's got chaperone because I watched him kill another guy and I thought I was going to be able to get in and get the drop on him. Yeah, that didn't work. that didn't work, but. No, I mean, honestly, I just think there's going to be some interesting challenges for them to make everything balanced. Because, look, at the end of the day, unless you're going static rolls, it is tough to fucking balance, man. It is really tough. I'm starting to realize that now. It is really tough to balance this because we've got so many smart people in Destiny, and I'm not saying there's not smart people in other games, but we have a lot of smart, like, scientist-y guys in Destiny, and they're always going to find out what's the best. I mean, shit, we've got one of them right here on our podcast. He's a brilliant guy, picks all the numbers up, puts them all together. You're going to find out what's the best, all right? And it's tough to fucking, because I mean it could be some arbitrary fucking random ass gun. I mean, remember there's Wormwood in D1 all of a sudden became fucking meta. You know what I mean? It became meta. It became amazing. Sidearms, like those are shits that I was dismantling not that long ago. So like I said, I there's always going to be something that's the best, and that's what I'm trying to explain to people is there's always going to be something that's really good. You just don't want something that's broken. And I feel like a lot of people have a lot of misconception of what broken is. If you truly want to know what broken is, look at the one weekend of Prometheus Lens. That was broken. That was game breaking. That was
that was also coincidentally literally broken.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a damage bug.
Like, it was broken. Like, if you didn't use it, you lose.
Well, I mean, have you played Gambit? Did you play Gambit last week with the Cineseps Well of Radiance?
I did not see that. What happened?
Stupid.
What happened?
Well, the way Cineseps work is with the
biotic enhancements.
Yeah, thank you. With bionic enhancements, I was going to say biokinetic, but that's wrong.
It makes you lunge farther, right? Lunge farther.
No, it increases damage by like 33% when you're in your super. But the bug was, if you were in a Well of Radiance, it counted everything as your super. So...
and non-hit buffs actually stack.
Mm-hmm.
So not only were you getting the damage, like they don't exactly stack, but not only were you getting the damage buff of a Well of Radiance, but since Well of Radiance was technically considering you inside of your super, you were also getting the biotic enhancement buff on top of that.
So people were just punching Primevals to death, or what?
No,
you could use your weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, you could use your... Oh, it goes for your... I thought it was for like the melee hit.
No.
Shit, that's fucking... That is broken.
Well, yeah, the second part of Syntheseps people tend to forget about, because biotic enhancements, when you're surrounded by enemies, affects your super and your super damage. But that was the bug, is like if you were standing inside of a Well of Radiance, you were considered in super even though you weren't. So all of your weapons were getting the buff from biotic enhancement when they shouldn't have.
Not to mention your super, if you were in your super, was doing the damage that the bionic enhancement was doing. It was literally the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen, like, I was playing once and I looked over, I'm like, man, that's 3 Guardians and a Warlock. That's a weird fire team. And it was like, we summoned our Primeval first, and they summoned their Primeval, and then it was just like, you don't care about the envoys. It was literally, okay, charge them, drop it, they're dead. That's holy shit is how fast they died. That's it was,
because in that situation it would have been wisest to actually leave all the ads so that way the biotic enhancements stay procced.
Well, that's what they did. They just
that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I mean, with that much damage, you didn't need
a stack.
Yeah, not at all.
No, that's... But, okay, to get back to the original point of it, there's broken shit. There's nothing that's broken right now. I really don't... I don't think there's anything that's broken.
There's borderline broken stuff.
Yeah, but guess what? I can live with almost broken.
Yeah, like shards, Ursa... You know, those...
Ursa got a nerf, though, didn't it?
Everything got a nerf like that.
I didn't know. I didn't think
shards, because I'm not seeing a difference with my shards.
Yeah, shards. I don't think shards got a nerf. I heard Ursa, because I don't know what they did to it to change it to nerf it, because I don't have the damn thing, nor do I have shards of Galanor, but it is what it is. I don't know what they did to it. I haven't heard. I mean, we talk to our boys like, you know, Zanny and stuff like that, who run that stuff all the time. But
yeah, they apparently made the super gain from guarding more consistent between PvE and PvP.
Okay, so
I'm guessing PvP was being considered higher, and they did drop them along the lines of PvE. But yes, it did not touch shards, which is strange. But then again, that might also come next week.
Yeah, but I heard. I could have sworn I thought they started that. But you know, this is what do you expect from me, folks? I hear things. I don't know dates. I don't know when they're actually coming through. But I heard this through the grapevine. Mm-hmm. Otherwise known as Facebook. Me running through Facebook and seeing random articles, but yeah. So we got a TWAB this week, don't we?
We got all kinds of stuff this week. What are you talking about?
I was gonna say we've got a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on this week,
because in, I guess, becoming typical fashion for Bungie, since it's just before a content release, we got all kinds of information. we got information before the TWAB about a little more information about the roadmap of the annual pass.
Yeah, for sure.
So some very, very interesting things coming. Let's see. They do have also a specific roadmap for Black Armory, aka Season the Forge. So I guess we'll cover this roadmap first. It's going to be a long journey, guys.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, there's so much to fucking do, man.
So in just Season of the Forge, which is stretching from December to February, we are looking at the Dawning. Okay, all right. So these things are available during the season and are available to everyone. So that is the Dawning. That is the Power Increase. New Triumphs and Lore Books, new Vanity Rewards, and new Rank Rewards. So that's everyone, and that's presumably everything that's in there now is available for everyone. And then there's the actual Black Armory stuff for Season Pass content, which you get Black Armory weapons and gear. A new exotic quest.
Whoop, whoop.
A new raid.
Whoop, whoop.
As Bungie specified also, this is new raid.
Yeah, not raid lair. Not raid lair, folks.
Yes, this is they actually went above what they promised us. New Triumphs and Lore Books, Black Armory Forges, and Black Armory Forges. Don't know why they listed that twice, but hey, I think we're getting Black Armory Forges.
I would assume so. But so it's gonna be nice, man. It's gonna be nice. I'm looking at this kind of stuff. Look, I like the Dawning. I don't like the Dawning as much as I like Festival of the Lost, but I do like the Christmas feel. I like the snow coming down in the tower. I don't mind that.
The forges look interesting.
The forge, yeah, because it's supposed to be a matchmaking mechanic now. It's a matchmaking mechanic now, so I'm really interested to see what's going to happen, because apparently it's like a whole new wave. It's a wave fight, onslaught kind of component going. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to go.
Yeah, the way they described it, and because I read an interview. Because I didn't really describe it on the TWAB, but I did read an interview from somewhere. I'm kind of like GG on this one. It's like I read stuff and it's like, I'll remember that. I was like, I remember it. I just don't remember the source.
Yeah, exactly.
But they were talking about it, and it's like, this is definitely like the forges are like the new, escalation protocol, blind well. The ones before it, Archon's Forge, Court of Orcs. This is that new vein of activity. It is designed to be a 3-man activity. So I guess definitely more like how they designed Escalation Protocol at heart. Is that it's definitely designed to be a 3-man activity. These forges are in brand new spaces. So they're in brand new private spaces, and they have matchmaking. So, but there are mechanics to each forge, but they are going to be simple mechanics, which is why they're opening it up to matchmaking.
And there's going to be just a shit ton of ads, that.
Oh yeah,
it's just going to be a shit ton of ads. We'll see how much.
Well, you're probably killing to stoke the forge to forge the weapon that you want to make. Like, that's probably the mechanic they're going to do. I'm just assuming. The thing that got me was the 3 noble houses in the Black Armory, because one is Nordic, one is Japanese, and one is French. And they did show those new exotics. Like, they did a little preview of the new exotics. And
is Niobe French?
I think so. I know Izanagi's Resolve obviously is Japanese, because Izanagi is a god.
Well, yeah, that, and they have the Izanami Forge.
Yeah.
Which, hilariously, is probably going to be somehow connected to the Izanagi. But yeah. Oh, Gofanin might be French. Okay.
Yeah, I think Gofanin and the other one. I mean, what was it? They showed the Jotun, the fusion rifle that looks like Mega Man's blaster in the FIDOC.
Dude, it's got a little tracking. It's got a little tracking on it. I saw that. That thing is like. I was thinking of it, and I was thinking of like. You remember?
And also, like quick offhand things. Considering Black Armory weapons are, of course, bugged and dropping already, because why not? I mean, that's been like the history of D2 so far. Little new content release. Oh, somehow the new weapons are dropping. Enjoy.
Yeah, that's exactly. You know, you and me and you, we all know they did that on purpose, just to wet our whistle a little bit, just to wet our whistle.
Hilariously, it does debunk one of the leaks, because they mention, like, the leaks mention that the Black Armory weapons were a new rarity.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a rarity. It's a foundry. The black label weapons refers to the black border of the Black Armory foundry, like information on a weapon, apparently. So I don't think we're getting black rarity weapons.
I didn't read that, but that would have been interesting as hell.
A lot of the leaker information was, we're getting black rarity weapons.
Oh gosh.
Nope.
That's just people reading too fast. Like literally, that's like, black, that's the new rarity type.
But yeah, for Black Armory, it is coming. Like, they're definitely spacing out this content, because December the 4th, when it drops, we will have the Volunder Forge. December the 7th is when the Gofanin Forge is dropping. Also on December 7th is new Raid. December 11th, so yeah, they do have a date. We were actually talking about this last night, GG, is The Dawning on December the 11th. December 18th is the Izanami Forge. January the 8th is the Niobe Labs. January the 29th is the Exotic Quest, The Draw. And February the 5th is Crimson Days. So
we got a lot of shit to do
in 3 months.
Also, so yeah, I've been looking into the API, right?
Of course.
Yeah, to do, which I haven't actually finished it. It'll get there. Found something interesting. Considering not all of the whatchamacallits, there's no exotics in the API right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But hilariously, there is one thing that I found in the API that's curious, considering there are 5 exotic intrinsic perks just floating around in the API.
We got this.
Yeah, what are those?
One of them is super spoilery, and I don't know if I actually want to do it.
Okay, fine. Spoiler warning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go.
All right, so Raven from the future here. Change of plans, guys. That's not going to happen, and the spoiler material will be uploaded separately. So if you're interested in that, go check it out.
Anyhow,
hey guys, we were really just talking about the first drop of this, the annual pass. Right? So we got 2 more. So
I know, right? So anyway, not nearly as detailed, but Season of the Drifter, somewhere between there and Season of the Forge, Crimson Days, and Iron Banner, of course. Gambit private matches and new maps for everyone.
Whoop, whoop.
Exotic quest for everyone. Something very new and interesting. A spring event. Never actually had a spring event. Power increase, new lore and triumph, blah, blah, blah. New vanity rewards, new rank rewards, Iron Banner, blah, blah, blah. Annual pass, Joker's Wild, weapons and gear, a new exotic quest, new Gambit experience, new triumphs and lore books, Joker's Wild weekly quest, Zer bounties.
Okay.
I wonder if that's going to be like our extra exotic drops.
I was going to say, or like you do the Zer bounty before Zer leaves, and then you can get like a special exotic that isn't listed, maybe?
Got it. Season of the Redacted. which, if you do follow spoilers, you might know what that might be. Anywho, power increase, new banner, new rewards, new rank rewards, Iron Banner, new Lord, Triumph, Exotic Quest, and Solstice of Heroes returning. And then, I think this is Penumbra?
Yeah.
Yeah, new weapons and gear, redacted, new raid, again, alleviating the layer aspect. New triumphs and lore books, and new 6-player match-made activity. Freaking excuse me?
New 6-player
match-made activity.
What do you think that could be?
I got no freaking clue.
I was trying to think about that. I was just like, I don't know.
Obviously not a raid, but it's 6 players, so it has to be similar. But it can't be too in-depth as a raid, because that's one of the primary foundations of why they don't matchmake the raid.
Got it. Could you imagine matchmaking for a raid?
No.
I would just I'd rather bash my head against a fucking wall than matchmake into a raid. You could get a guy who literally... Oh, my... Okay, but LFG, at least you can, talk to the person beforehand, because you know damn well they'll be hours upon hours as far as waiting for a group kind of thing. You know it's going to be like that. If you're a solo player, I'm sure it'll be maybe a little bit easier, but that's going to be, man, God, could you imagine matchmaking a raids? Then you got to communicate, because then you can't even say if someone has a mic or not.
All right. But yeah, and that's the roadmap so far.
So why do you think they did the redacted bit? Just as a haha type of situation?
No, because if you remember, that's the season of secrets, basically.
Yep.
So these are going to be 2 things that they're probably going to... It's not haha. They're probably going to stay redacted until someone stumbles across them. Much like...
Yep. Because it said it's all about exploring and finding... stuff.
Yeah, basically
secrets. Yeah.
Yeah. This last season was basically inspired by Whisper of the Worm. Essentially, is kind of the vibe that Bungie gave off. It's this is going to be the season of secret stuff that the community is going to have to discover.
It's all they don't even release a name for the expansion. It's just season of the blank. Yeah. And they just leave it. They're like, create your own title. It's like Mad Libs.
I'm legitimately I know it's not, but I was legitimately hoping they would keep it a season of the Redacted, essentially.
Yeah, we need a raid boss named Redacted.
How do you kill it? I don't know.
Shoot it a bunch.
All right, so after
goddamn
that lovely roadmap, a couple days later, we got Destiny Update 2.1.0. So they fixed some things. They changed some things. They did a bunch of things. Chaos Reach. They fixed a visual glitch which caused multiple beams active at one time to merge together.
Oh, so Ghostbusters.
Yeah. They fixed an issue that will now allow Chaos Reach beams to penetrate friendly banner shields.
Thank you.
Then they fixed an issue in which Chaos Reach did not damage taken blights.
That's interesting.
The changes to Chaos Reach cancellation will be coming next week, or in 3 days.
And that's where you get if you do it early, you don't get as much super back, but if you do it a little bit later, you get a decent amount back, correct?
Crap if I did not understand that wording, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm understanding, is that they were people were using it and cutting it off too early. They were getting like a single kill with it, cutting it off, and then they were getting their super back pretty quick. So it was pretty much essentially a way to get have a one-shot kill, just kind of, you're ace in your hole kind of thing, waiting for someone to come up to you, and you can kind of charge it, and it comes back. So what they said was, if you do it longer, and then obviously the longer you waited to turn it off, the less superpower you got back. To similar to if you play Borderlands, if you cut your turret off or something like that early, you get part of your super back kind of thing. Whereas if this goes a little bit longer, so it used to not give you pretty much anything back if you went say 2/3 of the way through the actual beam itself going. But now it actually gives you a decent little amount more at the end. I guess it gave it like the end of it. If you cut it off at the end, it gives you a little more of a buff. If you cut it off too early, it doesn't give you quite as much back. That's my general understanding of it. I don't know. I've never really cut the thing off anyway, so I kind of just let it go and overkill.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna dump this whole beam of energy into you. That's what's gonna happen. Hold that.
Let's see. Sentinel fixed an issue in which Sentinel shields and banner shields would lose energy when guarding near friendly detonations, most notably Thunder Crash.
Interesting.
Spectral blades. It changed. Oh my god.
I've heard it's pretty good.
I'll tell you what, you still cannot be a maniac with spectral blades, because if you start rapid slashing, you still can't control it. You cannot when going like at full speed. But like the damage increase for the light slashes and like the methodical, like it's pretty nice now. I almost envision this might actually be what they were trying to do with Blade Dancer, like trying to make your swipes count, essentially. Gotcha. Which I know I said that before, but this does feel better. Let's see. Burning Maul. They decrease the camera shake and screen flash on hit and attempt to alleviate feelings of motion sickness when using the Burning Maul super. Same thing for Thunder Crash, basically. Exotic Armor fixed an issue with Ophidian Aspect, not increasing the melee range on various Warlock charge melees, Igniting Touch, Ball Lightning, Entropic Pull, Devourer, and Atomic Breach.
Interesting.
Fixed an issue for all you Riven people, or Riven rocket launcher people. Fixed an issue in which buffs granted by Lunafaction boots would only last for 15 seconds inside Well of Radiance rather than the entire duration. So now Lunafactions affects an entire Super Rift. Warden's Law. They couldn't fix fourth time's a charm, so they took it off of Warden's Law.
Okay. If we can't fix it, might as well get rid of
it. They did give it a rarely used perk. They replaced Triple Tap with Feeding Frenzy.
Ooh.
Which made its return with Thunderlord. So it still has a rarely used perk on it. And they replaced fourth time's the charm with Zen Moment, which makes the curated raid auto rifle the only weapon with fourth time's the charm. See, they increased the damage of high impact scout rifles by 1.87%, basically to make sure everything dies in 3 headshots. No questions asked.
Transfiguration's heavy, right?
150, yeah.
Okay. That thing, I was using it to invade last night, and that fucking thing hits like a hammer. Like, it's obviously slow and clanky, but man, when you hit, if you can 3-tap someone, no doubt about it.
Oh. Also, note, a fix that will return high-impact scout rifles to 150 RPM is planned for the next patch. Apparently, some high-impact scout rifles don't actually fire as fast as they should.
Oh, they're like 140, 130.
I don't know. See, rapid-fire frame on shotguns now increase the reload of all shotgun shells when empty instead of just the first shell. And also, to the raid runners, say goodbye
to Trench Barrel.
Trench Barrel perk now deactivates after 3 shots.
But it's not that bad for boss. No. I was thinking about it. You just time your 3 shots. You're poop, 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 hit, poop, 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 hit. We'll just keep going, right?
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
And even without that, like with those first 3 shots of Trench Barrel, it's still the best DPS rapid fire shotgun.
And to be honest with you, I use that Trench Barrel. I get the, if you're staying in a Lunafaction, you're getting 15 to 20 shots. You're only going to have about, I would say, how many shots do you think you can get off in that Trench Barrel time? It's 3 seconds? 3 seconds?
5?
But, you could get half your shots off. So, it's not like it's maybe half your shots off. I'm not sure. But, it's definitely a reduction. But it's not like you're not going to be doing damage. It's still, Aikilos is still a good, just fucking great weapon. So I don't know. I can see what they're doing. They don't want to put it into the ground because if they were to make it say they were to make it 1 shot, then it would be shit.
Oh yeah. Again, still the Aikilos shotgun would still be the best rapid fire DPS, just with any shots of trench barrel. But like I said, 3 is actually, I mean, I guess I definitely see why, because the Ikelos shotgun is almost becoming like the new Gjallarhorn. I could see in certain groups, like our raid groups that we've run have always been very open. It's like either Ikelos or a rapid fire shotgun. So,
yeah, because it's just the DPS. You can't, especially with the way this raid is. This raid is a lot of like you're getting up really close to the boss.
Well, one encounter is made to be that way. The other one, the community is making to be that way.
Well, yeah, okay. The very first part, you're right up on her. The second part, the Callie part, I mean, you're right up on her.
Well, but also on the first part, you're supposed to be in the center.
I get it. I mean,
you can be right up on her, but it's supposed to be in center, which kind of mid distance. But yeah, the second encounter, you're supposed to be right up on her. And then Morgoth, people choose to be right up on Morgoth.
But hey, man, the Morgoth strat, I'm telling you, is that fucking Rat King. That Rat King is dirty, man.
I still say a group of Whispers will do better, but whatever.
But okay, group of Whispers probably will do better, but it's fun. It's more fun to just shoot Rat King. You just hear all the Rat Kings going off, and then it's literally just shooting like at SMG speed. Like
personally, I would rather use Whisper because that means I have a better primary than Rat King.
I get it. It's just for that one encounter, but it's still fun.
And I hate it. I mean, I'll use it whatever, like so everyone's happy, but. God, I hate using Rat King, man. Trying to kill anything more than 10 feet away from you is abysmal.
Yeah, it's hard. You have to get right up on. So
the only benefit to it. Yeah, the only benefit to it is the fact that, yes, you can get a kill, reload, and go invisible. So that way you can get out of dodge because you're so low health from being in the middle of like 10 enemies.
Yeah, but I love the Rat King though, man. I was against it at first. I was like, oh god, Rat King. But it's fun, man. You feel like you're a bunch of little rats gnawing away at like a giant fucking thing because everyone's shooting at 250 shots into a freaking
into the thigh of this ogre.
Yeah, of Swolgaroth.
Let's see, SMGs slightly increased range, machine guns slightly increased accuracy, and fusion rifles slightly increased damage of rapid fire fusions. Commentary on this one. This should result in needing to hit one fewer bolt to defeat guardians at higher resilience with low charge time fusion rifles. So basically, for high resilience people, rapid fires were a full 7 bolt to kill.
Oh shit!
Yeah, now they're 6, which that should make rapid fire fusions kill anything in 6 bolt.
What are rapid fire fusions? Which one?
Super fast. The ones that no one used, like critical sass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones that people are like, nah.
Yeah, I see that. That's insta shard. That is like if I see one of those, I just insta shard it, man. I think I've got one that's got a really good roll on it, but other than that, like I'll hold on to something if it's got a good roll, even if it's not a weapon I like or that I care about, but because I think like you know maybe a season from now it could be good or something. I don't know.
The hoarder mentality.
Oh, dude, my hoarder mentality goes off in this game. Everyone knows that. So, yes. Yeah.
Damage increased by 10%.
Okay.
Hard light fixed an issue where hard light could overpenetrate an enemy banner shield.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was. Kind of wish I would have known about that.
Really?
Yeah, there's.
Well, they fixed it, so it doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
I know.
Let's see, and then Ace of Spades was retuned. People calling this a nerf or dumb? Not really, but come on. But Memento Mori, Jesus. Memento Mori has been reduced to 5 bullets from 7. Aww. But can now be refreshed on reload without having to get rid of all the bonus damage bullets. Which it could not do before. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a nerf. That does not sound like a nerf to me.
That actually sound like getting rid of 2 bullets, but being able to basically constantly keep 5 shots of Memento Mori. That's definitely a buff.
It sounds like
I was gonna say
it sounds more like a fine tune than a.
No, that's a buff.
Yeah, that's a buff. If you can get it,
yes, it was definitely intended as a rework or tuning, but that's an overall buff because just for the capability that you don't have to you don't have to not be without memento mori shots. That was like the one, I guess, caveat to using Ace of Spades is that you had to, in order to refresh memento mori, you still had to get a kill with normal Ace of Spades. Not anymore. It's going to be disastrous.
It's going to be disastrous. I love it.
In a fun way, of course. But in general, they fixed a whole bunch of issues. I don't think anything is super... nothing like super... A lot of polishing, a lot of like... this, that, and the other... Crucible Mayhem will return as a 66 rotating playlist with scoring support for new Forsaken Supers. Lockdown and Showdown will return as rotating playlists and have been added to private matches. Scorched and Team Scorched have been added to private matches. New Shaxx lines spread between Rumble, Lockdown, Showdown, and a few special medals. Single round modes, Clash, Control, etc. now end with a match complete countdown, similar to those displayed at round complete in round complete modes. I don't understand that.
Yeah, that was
that was a very roundabout way of saying something.
I know,
you said something, and I'm sure it was very smart, but I
don't even get it because it's like the way they worded that. It's like, what? Anywho, let's see. They added new Crucible medals and associated triumphs for Forsaken Supers, machine gun weapon type, and the Lockdown game mode. Added 2 new gold tier medals. Happy hunting. Fixed an issue where the cycle medal was not being tracked properly, which sucks because I got a crap ton of those. Iron Banner now awards unique Iron Banner themed medals with unique audio cues. The Iron Banner uses new unique match complete banners. Yay. Ranks. Valor and Glory are now subdivided very similar to Gambit. Valor and Glory have not subdivided the Legend rank, and Valor does not require players to win at Legend like Gambit does.
Okay.
Shaxx has new rotation of items available for direct purchase. Players must earn Valor to collect these items. New set of seasonal items have been added to Shaxx's inventory. Previous season exclusive items have been removed. New Pinnacle Weapon Quest has been added to Shaxx's inventory. Previous Pinnacle Weapon Quests continue to be available at Shaxx. Gambit. Adjusted infamy rank rewards to better match Valor and Glory. Subdivision rank ups will now always award Gambit legendary gear. I don't think they actually talk about it here, but I do believe they mentioned somewhere before that they made the ranks like a little easier to attain, basically. Like they lowered some of the requirements. Yeah, like the thresholds to rank up, making it very similar. But either way, I feel that change.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if it's like if the bounties are actually doing that much, or if it's placebo. But I'm already at like heroic 2, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it feels a lot better to rank up in Gambit now, though.
I definitely feel it because I'm Mythic 3 already.
Yeah.
So
actually, no, I think I'm Mythic 2.
You motherfuckers in your Gambit ranking up. Oh man.
But yeah, definitely.
I'm 4 matches away from the breakneck.
Yeah. I know you are there, my friend. I want to hear you. I'll be able to hear your ass all the way across the country when you get it.
You might.
But no, it feels super like way better to rank up in Gambit now. Bounties and quests, infamy, rank point rewards from all. We talked about that. Fixed an issue where the malfeasance quest could be progressed in Crucible modes. Okay. Talked about that. Catch-up mechanics are changed. It sounds like they changed the catch-up mechanics, like the Primeval Slayer mechanics as well. Like it seems a little easier to get stacks of Slayer. if you're having a hard time killing the envoys, it's like there's been times where like I've been in matches that, you know, we get invaded a lot and we kill a lot, or we get killed a lot, and like finally defeating the envoys will like automatically bump you to like 4 stacks if it takes you a while to kill the envoys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if that's an actual change because, well, they don't talk about that. Also, the time before the bonus stack kicks in has been increased. So you have to wait 32 seconds instead of 22 to get your 1 bonus stack. By that point in time, yeah, someone could possibly have stack 3, I think, if they actually leave their primeval alone. I really don't care about the items in economy, to be honest. Oh, also interesting, they fixed an issue where Nightfall unique rewards were not dropping at the rate intended for non-Forsaken owners. As people have been warned, this was not a pay-to-win mechanic. It just happened, and now it's fixed.
It was an oopsie.
Also, they fixed the Prime Engram thing, where you could, if you didn't pick them up, then the Prime Attunement buff would stay active for longer than it should have, thus kind of ruining your Prime Engrams. They fixed that.
Good.
Okay, and this is another one I don't get. So, fixed an issue where the title of Triumph Steadfast was Meet Sloan on the Moon Titan. I get it now. That was the title of the Triumph instead of the description, or the title and the description. Anyhow, PC got some stuff. There's a new take screenshots keybind.
PC boys always getting stuff.
New friend management commands. /add friend /remove friend. Add a new fire team management commands /invite /join. God, I remember those. I remember those from, oh God, almost 20 years ago. Jesus Christ. Anyhow. Target player /invite. /invite T. And a bunch of other crap. Patch note. TWAB. Hey, we got there.
We got there.
And
That was a meaty TWAB though.
Actually, hilariously, this is not that meaty of a TWAB because at least half of it is what we just talked about.
I get it, but it's, you know, it's okay. It's also there's a lot of conversation points in this TWAB.
Yeah.
That's what I can say.
yeah,
Let's see. Yeah, when we were Scourge of the Past, when we revealed the annual pass earlier this year, we mentioned the inclusion of new raid layers. In Season of the Forge's reveal earlier this week, we said it contains a raid, not a raid layer. A concept we had introduced last year. Layers were extensions of an existing raid setting. Black Armory's Scourge of the Past doesn't fit that definition. It takes place in a new setting, tells its own story, and isn't related to the events of the Dreaming City. Destiny raids have come in many shapes and sizes, from Crow's End to Last Wish, and Scourge of the Past falls within that spectrum.
it was literally the smallest to the biggest. No
Yeah.
shit, it's gonna fit in that. I mean,
Its recommended power is 640, but there is no minimum power requirement. Any Guardian who owns the annual pass can drop into the space and explore. Good luck.
Yeah. So what do you guys think is going to be in this raid?
mm,
Like, what do you got? What's your okay? I want to know. Let's take some bets right now. What's the final boss going to be?
Siva.
Scourge of the Past, yeah, Siva probably.
I say Siva because the aesthetic of Black Armory gear reminds me of Siva. I'm not saying it is, but the whole black and red and that look remind me of Siva.
See, God, I think
I could be wrong, but it's just in my head because failsafe.
So that's splicers.
No, I didn't say splicers. I said Siva.
I know, I get it, but what I'm saying, does that mean splicers?
No, it doesn't have to mean splicers.
Because,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
okay,
Siva-
I get it. Siva is its own thing. I understand. But what I'm saying is there's been no one else that's been using Siva on Earth that we know of, and this is taking place on Earth. So I mean, unless you're,
The Braves invented Siva, though.
I get it, but we're on Earth. I'm gonna say
No, I mean that's what I'm trying to get at is the fact that this might be a unique enemy type to this raid, much like the Techian witches are for Last Wish, and Riven herself. Like this may not be tied to a specific enemy. Like I doubt it's going to be splicers. I kind of hope we don't see them again. But then again, might be the easiest to like fill in that gap for the. Might be the easiest to explain the trash mobs essentially.
That, and then they also said that in the video they talk about the raid. They say that it's going to be like, what's it called? Like, oh my god, why am I forgetting the name of the last raid? What's the name of the
Wrath of the Machine?
Wrath of the Machine. Yeah, Wrath of the Machine. It's going to be like Wrath of the Machine. It's going to have that feel to it. At least that's what they said.
I mean,
and they showed a brief picture of a Fallen with some funky looking fucking headgear on. That's the only thing I'm going on.
I mean, could be. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't be super upset if Splicers come back, especially if it's just here. Because like I said, because there is information, like at least, because I don't quite remember, but it was like the end boss of Wrath of the Machine was basically, it was like his thought. I can't remember where it's from, but it was like his thoughts that he was basically a prisoner in his own body there at the end. Like during the time we fought him, he actually wasn't in control of himself. He was actually being taken over. So I mean, it's quite possible that it's quite possible that Siva could have taken over Splicers and brought them to a more controllable environment, perhaps?
Similar to what they did with the Iron Lord's bodies?
Possibly.
See, I would love an encounter with that. If we were to, like, have an encounter of, like, reanimated bodies of, like, giant Siva bodies, like, and you have to fight them, that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool.
It would. It'd be hard to do for a shooter, but that would be awesome. But, yeah, I'm guessing Siva. For sure. And like I said, I actually didn't watch the Vidoc yet. I forgot. Oops.
Yeah, the Vidoc was interesting, man. When they were talking, like I said, they didn't spend a ton of time on raid, but the two guys that they brought in, they were like stressing that is the Wrath of the Machine. So
like I said, it would fall in line.
Okay, so what's going to be the final boss? Let's take our bets. One, what's it going to be? If we're going, if it's going to be Siva.
Skynet.
If it's going to be Siva, what's going to be the final boss?
Skynet.
Skynet? How the fuck is Skynet the boss?
Imagine Vosik, like the wall of like TV screens, essentially.
Yeah. Okay. We're just going to fight TV screens.
I mean, maybe like an AI core, like, an old, like, I guess, like Gradius games or whatever, where you fight like this big giant ball or whatever of like machinery. Like that, but that's what I'm figuring is something purely mechanical.
See, I'm thinking the Death Zamboni, but like Siva-fied even more, like completely reimagined, and that's gonna be I've got a feeling there's gonna be something really, really big. Because if you think of Wrath of the Machine, everything was really big. Like every there was no like small little bosses. Every boss was fucking gigantic.
I mean, and even like technically not a boss, but an encounter. But Death Zamboni itself was humongous, and that space was large.
Yeah, remember how far you had to fall down just to get into,
or how far you had to run if you finished it quick.
Yeah, that was. That's my guess is it's going to be some kind of machinery that's going to get obviously augmented, and that's my guess. At least one of the encounters is going to be something like that. There's going to be some crazy augmented machinery, but no, I never hated the Splicers, but I never hated them the way I hated the Hive, the way I hated the Fallen. I know they're Fallen. I get it. They're a sect of the Fallen, but I didn't put them in the same class as the other Fallen. Like I didn't hate them as much, but I guess it's just me.
But yeah, so that is but yeah, like I said, I definitely agree with you there.
Buster, you got an idea for the final boss? Buster.
Yes, we lost Buster for a quick second.
There we go. Okay, that explains why he didn't. I was wondering. I was like, damn. I was like, man, I'm not gonna ignore my boy here.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But Yes, that scuffle may have been some kind of puppy emergency, perhaps.
Yeah, that's we just assumed that it was a dog trying to take him out.
Oh, wait, he might be back.
Is he back? Is he here? I hear things.
I know, I hear things. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there he is.
Prediction.
An artificial intelligence owned by SIVA that activates frames.
Okay, so we're basically, hilariously, we have slightly different ideas, but we're basically agreeing it's some kind of big machine, though.
It's got to
be a big machine.
It's a big machine that wants to kill us.
Scourge of the Past. I mean, that title alone is very open to interpretation because...
Well, you see, that's the thing, though, because Scourge of the Past, I mean, SIVA was our Scourge.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that sounds like SIVA.
SIVA was never a problem in the past. They had SIVA under wraps.
Yeah, but is it our past or is it humanity's past?
Whatever.
Confirmed we're fighting dinosaurs. Confirmed we are fighting
T-Rex.
It is Jurassic World D2
on a flat disc.
SIVA-fied
Velociraptors. Dinosaurs on a flat disc. Fellas, come on.
SIVA-fied Velociraptors. And then a giant T-Rex with a cannon on its head. All right, there we go. We've called it. That is as it shall be.
I think that's actually an 80s cartoon, if I recall.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Anything with a dinosaur and robots.
Let's see. Powerful progression. New power cap of 650. You do not need the annual pass to reach the new power cap. The soft cap will still be 500. Players under 550 power should expect to see prime engrams more frequently and receive higher power bumps to help them reach endgame levels. Powerful reward sources will remain consistent for those who own Destiny 2 Forsaken. There will be new powerful reward sources for those who own the annual pass, which I'm guessing is the forges in the raid. So, as we continue to work towards the goal of Destiny 2 feeling like a world that evolves and changes over time, we are looking at how players earn powerful rewards overall, and how this could change in future seasons. We have quite a bit of time until Season of the Drifter begins, but we'll be sure to give an update on what to expect in the future. Until then, happy hunting. And veteran bundles are being pushed back because these were supposed to be early December. Mm-hmm. But there's been some issues. They're pushing it back until tentative. Oh, why do I always struggle with this word? Tentatively. Thank you. Planned to release on December the 18th. I always stutter on that word. And they like to use it. So yeah, the 2 exotic emotes, one of which is in Veterans, but I think it's Knife Trick that's going to be available for everyone later.
Yeah, and then Coin Flip. I think Coin Flip is the one that's going to be just Veterans.
I think. Which, interestingly, Coin Flip, from the looks of it, at least gives you a different color coin every time. That's cool. And then Knife Trick is just... Oh, this isn't what I thought it was. I thought it was Petra's Knife Trick, quote unquote.
You see, when I heard Knife Trick, I thought it would be like the... when you put your hand down on the table.
Oh, yeah. Well, that might be a little bit too much for a teen rating, even with, non-realistic stuff. Oh. But yeah, it's just you flicking a knife, which is ultimately less interesting than I thought it was going to be.
I was just going to say, man, that now I was all excited for a knife trick, and now it's her just flipping a knife. Yeah. Or yourself, you just flipping a knife, and me. Yeah.
All right, so a couple things in the... player support report. One of which me and Gorilla definitely encountered. We are investigating an issue where heavy ammo may spawn in unintended locations.
Oh man! Okay, can I tell it, Des?
Go ahead. It's amazing.
Okay, so we're playing on Convergence last night. We're playing our one match of PvP on rank of a comp, and we're going, and I'm like, fuck. I go, where's the heavy? And I'm looking. And these two, both Aaron and Des, I think either went down another hallway. And I'm like, all of a sudden I saw heavy, and I run over there, dude. The heavy, okay, Convergence Buster. You know the map. What's it called? What was the D1 title for it? Des? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, Pantheon. So where the heavy spawns is normally in the front middle area, right on. It's either in that on that box on the big cube, or it'll be on in D1. It spawned down like kind of by the waterfall in the middle. This literally spawned 50 feet under the map.
Yeah, like the point
to where like
if you're looking out from cube, like towards the skybox, and there's that gap in between the narrow bridge from outside, it spawned in the middle of that gap.
Yeah, it literally
on no solid ground.
So like I went down thinking, okay, maybe there's another. I haven't been here before. Maybe there's going to be a platform down here that I'm going to jump down on, and then I'll be able to get the heavy. That was a mistake. That is a death. It just spawned random. Like I said, good 20, at least 20, 30 feet down, and it was terrible. So I didn't mind the match though because there was no heavy, so I wasn't getting murdered by heavy.
Yeah, that would have also been a very tricky. Oh my god. Anywho, but yeah, that's that was very.
That was hilarious though, man. Fucking just
actually
like,
seeing.
Is that 50 feet down? Is that really below me? I'm looking at it, and it's not like it's attached to a wall. It's just floating in space. The heavy ammo is just floating in space.
Also, as we said, double perks. Some weapons that drop after 2.1.0 may have redundant perks until they are corrected in update 2.1.1.1, which is December the 4th.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. So you're going to have your double rampage for a week.
And then movie of the week, which didn't... winner is a 3-man Petra's Wish Last Wish raid. GG's to those suckers.
You motherfuckers. You get my applause because
seriously,
my respect Christ. Because that is a 3-man?
Yeah, 3-man Petra's Last Wish.
Man. If any of you guys ever hear this, if you want to come on the show, please come on the show and give tips. Please.
Seriously, like these are the people that like to watch. Those are the runs to watch to see how to get a raid done.
I hope they were streaming. I hope they were streaming it. If that's the case, I may look them up and see if they stream more stuff, right? Because that's insanity.
I don't know the YouTube. I doubt it because the YouTube video of it, the guy only has 108 subscribers.
Oh man,
that's even after being movie of the week. Also,
the second place was the
Log Power Slaves.
Yeah, it was
Thunderlord parody. Which he did end up using Thunderstruck. I love that.
Oh, did he use it? I was just going to say, did he use Thunderstruck?
He did use Thunderstruck. He got it to work out.
Yeah, what is it? The fair... if you're using it for parody, you really don't have to worry too much. If you're doing like a cover, it's a different story. If you're doing a parody.
But still, it's like, I'm really glad he got that to work.
Yeah.
Because I knew he had like at least initial like I guess creative block on it from what he was like hinting at. Because of course, I mean Thunderstruck is perfect for Thunderlord, but I think he had some at least reservations on trying to do that, if I understand properly. But yeah, I'm glad that he at least he didn't get movie of the week because I mean, come on, a 3-man Petra's run is impressive.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I am glad he got at least honorable mention on that.
Okay, here's my thing. With movie of the week, I feel like there should be like a funny movie. There should be like a serious movie of the week and then a non-serious movie of the week. I've always thought that. I've thought that ever since being, because then you could get the guy who does like a real crazy accomplishment, like a 3-man Petra's run. That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And then you could get someone who does something fun. Or like, like with what's it called? What was the one they used to do all the dancing? That Husky Raid. Like the Husky Raid stuff. Then you could have the other one for like the Husky Raid stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I've always been on that's good on Log, good on that 3-man fire team.
Yeah, for sure. Also, there's been, I'm assuming, a Japanese tweet going around of this combo of new Season 5 emotes that is absolutely amazing. It starts with a guy sitting down with everything is fine, and then the hunter across from the warlock does the cap seat, like looking directly at him, and as the desk catches on fire, the titan does the s'more emote, lighting the s'more on fire in the fire.
I got
this combination.
I got that son of a bitch, man. I couldn't believe it. I thought that was hilarious.
Also, I really want. Okay, I apologize to everyone in the Revolution, but I have to reveal like my other side, thanks to my wife. I really want the explosive dance emote.
Is that like a K-pop thing?
That is Big Bang's Bang Bang Bang.
Okay.
And is one of my favorite K-pop songs ever. Sorry, guys.
Don't be sorry.
Don't be sorry. I talked about my wife the entire fucking time.
Also, if you want to see like some weird, like Bang 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 is one of these slightly weird K-pop videos.
Okay, Des, I'm taking this in a bad direction, but when you just went bang bang bang, that reminds me of South Park, finger bang you back into my life.
Oh yeah,
bang bang bang. I'm sorry. That's all I thought about. I'm bad direction. Had to do it. I'm sorry. God,
it's fair, but yeah, I have to have that emote because there's been like a few K-pop dances that I always show my wife the emotes. And she'll like recognize some of them because at least a lot of the K-pop emotes that Destiny 2 uses, because there's at least 4 of them in Destiny. She'll like help me pinpoint where I recognize these things because she watches K-pop a lot on YouTube. But no, like I said, I'm also Bungie. If you're listening, I'm waiting on that Blackpink do emote. Come on, where you at, guys? That should be an emote.
I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it's a K-pop thing.
We're just gonna go with that, Buster.
Yeah.
Do was one of Blackpink's. It was actually a very popular one across YouTube. But actually, I think that one might have made number 2 on YouTube's list of most views in 24 hours.
The only emote that I want is a golf emote, and that's about it. And I'll never take off another emote. I'll never use another emote.
All right, so that was my mention of my K-pop once for probably forever on this podcast.
No, we'll drag it up another time. I'm sure it will.
Maybe like it's super rare. It's usually in reference to my wife, but that's the first time I've admitted. Yeah, I do like some K-pop myself.
Hey, man, skilled people, skilled performers.
They are. I mean, super. Like, oh my god.
Like you were telling me, like when you said that they like spend hours upon hours of getting groomed and doing.
Oh, not even an hour. Like, legitimately. Okay, here's the thing, because we were just talking about this. Or me and my wife was going down this rabbit hole real fast. But hilariously, when a K-pop like pop group is formed, they literally spend like a minimum of 3 years training together before they ever debut.
Damn.
So the like K-pop music companies are these people that invest in these groups of it could be 3 kids, could be there's one K-pop group, NCT, that has 18 members.
Holy shit.
So yeah, these are these people that are investing in these kids like dance training and like vocal training and all this, that, and the other for years before ever seeing a return on them. So yes, these are like, yeah, it's freaking ridiculous when you think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not my world, but man, I have respect for those people.
Yeah, for sure. And then like they stay busy as all balls, man. They tour like almost all the time with album releases in between it all. It's like, like some of our groups would have died if they had this kind of scheduling.
Probably, but I wouldn't have been that sad.
I know, right?
Spoilers in K-pop, baby. That's what we're talking about.
All right. Yeah, that should be the title right there. Spoilers in K-pop. All right.
Okay, so that's finally the freaking news that happened in Destiny. Sweet Christ.
Longest report ever.
Seriously.
We went from the fastest to the longest. All right. What do you guys want to get into? We've got some questions, got some ideas.
Well, you see, because Des mentioned the K-pop thing being like his little, I wouldn't say shame, but like his guilty pleasure almost.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, because I found mine this mine was my guilty pleasure music was pointed out to me. My guilty pleasure band.
Oh, geez, I just noticed you posted a MatPat thing in our. I love you for that.
Oh, what? The what's it called?
MatPat. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
One of the things that you posted in our general video games have taught me anything. Rotating these will unlock the next room.
Yes, that is.
That's from MatPat, who is the mind behind game theory, which I mention on occasion. So
Nice. Okay, nice little coincidence there.
yeah, who did an awful cover of D1's "We're the Bad Guys" theory because it was like a year late, but it was also one of his few brand deals. Like Activision got in touch with him to do a deal because Destiny, The Taken King was coming out. And then he covered this We're the Darkness theory, which, like I said, was a year late and was already disproven by current lore that came out for Taken King. That's my only nitpick with him. But other than that, he has some really like thought-provoking. Like if you follow people like Mylan for Destiny lore, like MatPat does that kind of stuff, like just thought-provoking lore videos or thought-provoking lore for just games in general, like proving that Mario's a psychopath. And that Princess Peach is actually controlling everyone's mind. Oh
my gosh, that is. I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know if I can handle that right now.
He has interesting evidence, and I always suggest like people can definitely. He also covers a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's, so if that's not your thing, just skip over those videos. But he does like a lot of connection videos and timeline creations and stuff like that for that because. Well, the first one was popular on his channel, so he kept doing it. So it's fair. But yeah.
Well, in regards to all that that speculation and theories and stuff like that, we're gonna get into one of our first topics.
Yeah, the question I just asked.
Yeah, your guilty pleasure.
Your guilty pleasure.
That I trampled all over.
Oh, he trampled all over. I completely lost my train of thought.
Des K-pop danced all over that motherfucker. It's cool.
Yeah, guilty pleasure. Yeah, that absolutely destroyed me. Like I was on a complete different train of thought there. All right, so guilty pleasure. What is yours? What is your?
Mine's 30 Seconds to Mars.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
that's cool. They don't have bad things.
Yeah, no, what happened was I was in a deep YouTube dive, and I mean I've always liked 30 Seconds to Mars. Like From Yesterday was probably one of my hype songs back in the day, and I mean and the video is dope because it's 4 people fighting like wushu style, and it's really cool. But they did like a BBC thing that they covered like the trap music, and I mean I like covers, but it was just like songs I've never heard, like Post Malone. I've never heard Post Malone. And like now I heard one of his songs and I'm like, oh, okay. So I listened to his song. I'm like, oh, 30 Seconds to Mars did it better.
All right, so that's your guilty.
That's mine.
I'll keep with the theme of music, and I will. My guilty pleasure is Garth Brooks. That is my guilty pleasure, right there.
Dude, how crazy is he?
Dude, that guy's.
His Facebook videos make me weird. Like I'm like, oh god, we're gonna get physical with country music. Let's go. Like, oh Jesus Christ, Garth, you crazy asshole.
Dude, Garth. This is also a guy who acted like he was another person and came out with
Chris Gaines, right?
Chris Gaines,
fucking lunatic. You know who you are, friends in low places.
with a wig on, and he put a wig on. Like anytime another man puts a wig on, and it's trying to be another person, like usually it doesn't end up that well. But I was going to say something,
but I will not.
We're not going to, because we love everyone here. We love everyone here on the RNG, and if you do,
Too Long Fu was a great movie.
Fuck yeah, right? Thanks for everything. Damn right.
But regardless of anything, yeah. So Garth Brooks, man, I grew. It was that time that late '90s, like mid to late '90s country. Like that's what when I was my stepdad used to listen to it a lot, and it kind of just ingrained in me. And like I heard a song the other day, and I left it on, and then I downloaded a few other songs, and it's stuck, man. It's stuck in me. I for some reason I like Garth Brooks. I don't like any other fucking country. Like I really don't. Country is a music that is. I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but I think it's all about people singing about losing their dogs, losing their girl, losing their truck.
See, that's why like country is similar to like Alan Jackson.
Okay,
Alan Jackson had fun songs.
Yeah, I like fun songs. That's right. I like the occasional fun country song, but like Kenny Chesney and all that kind of shit. Like I don't listen to that kind of stuff, man. My wife listens to that stuff, not all the time, especially when I'm not in the car. But
also impending, like if anyone listens to us and is younger, going, "Who's Alan Jackson?"
Look up Alan Jackson.
He had some really fun country songs.
He had some good ones. He's the one he sings that I like it, I love it song, right? Does he sing that song,
so.
Alan Jackson? Yeah, okay. I think I remember. Yeah, we're going on a deep country dive right now.
For those that don't know, the Chattahoochee River is a real river.
Dude, I wish I lived on the Chattahoochee.
I mean, I live near Chattahoochee River, actually.
As much as I talk shit about Garth Brooks, Let Friends in Low Places come on right now. I guarantee all three of us know every single word.
Oh, come on. Blame it all on my roots. Like, you can just get it going, man. Come on, man. It's fucking Garth Brooks. You can't go wrong with that. I remember as a kid being like 7 or 8 years old, watching his Central Park concert, and that was fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like 100,000 people and shit like that. Yeah, that was insane. But yeah, so that's my guilty pleasure. We have anyone else got any questions before I get into these?
No.
No? Okay. I'm going to go with this one. This is the first one I saw. This is from one of our foes fam. This is from Maker18. He goes, concerning leaks in I'm not sure, in clutches? I'm not sure what that is, but he said I'll just say concerning leaks. Is it better to experience or use them? Okay, so I think he's talking about like maybe like cheeses and stuff like that. That's the only thing I can think of.
I don't know. Definitely get like if you get in touch with what you meant with clutches, because I just don't. Autocorrect was not kind to you, friend.
I know. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go on leaks. Is it better Is it better to hide your head from leaks, or is it better to experience them? Me personally, there's certain leaks I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear the end of a raid boss. I don't want to hear that stuff. But if I hear like what an enemy is gonna be, I'm gonna find that out, and I want to find out about like the Black Armory. I'm looking into all that stuff because I want to know all that stuff. It's not going to take away from my personal enjoyment for me to know what I'm going to be fighting against. I don't know the mechanics. I don't know the contents of what we're fighting against. So, for me, it doesn't take anything away. On the other hand, my wife, she literally, if you bring anything up, will kill you because she does not want to hear a damn thing. She wants to experience it live in the moment. And I've gotten into trouble so many times just sitting in a party chat and just start talking speculation, stuff that doesn't even make sense. Oh man, yours truly spent many a night on the couch for that, but I think it's to each his own. But for me personally, it's really hard not to, especially when you're as deeply embedded as far as looking at all the Destiny stuff that's coming out. I mean, and just other games in general and video games in general, it's hard not to see certain things. If you're a member of like, I don't know, of a few like Facebook groups or a bunch of Discords or something, it's tough, man. It is tough to hide yourself. So I feel like if you're able to hide yourself away from it, good on you. You're experiencing it the way the developers wanted you to experience it. But for me, give me that fucking hype. Give me that hype. Let me find out as much as I can about it because it's just going to get me more excited about it. That means me. But what do you feel, Des?
Depends upon the source, really. Because if it's something like, all right, it's like when I found out about the other thing that we had the spoiler warning for, which I'm not going to bring up now because I don't want to put in another spoiler warning and timestamp. But when it came to that, it's like I said, I was searching in the API and I just stumbled across. It's like, oh, that's a thing. Like, I'm not going to like overtly spoil something because it's ultimately down to a person's personal, like I said, it's down to their personal enjoyment. But for me, like, I guess it came down like playing EverQuest, that you couldn't afford to go into a raid experience blind because that was like 3 clans worth of people coming together to do a thing. You like I said, it was not wise to go into that kind of experience blind, where you can be spending literally 24 hours just trying to do a thing. So I don't mind being spoiled on certain things because, like I said, it's a different switch when experiencing it. Like, yeah, sure, I might know about it. Like, do I actually want to be surprised? I would love to be surprised. That's why I go in raids as blind as possible. But once I step foot in a raid, pretty much the gloves are off. Like, if I don't finish it then I'm going to go back and learn everything about that raid I can. Like, I'll go in as blind as I can the first time around and then learn. But, I mean, it's just me.
Yeah,
Buster, why don't you go ahead and share? Guys, I got to step out real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm good. You know, the way I look at it is if you want to look at like spoilers or whatever you want to call them, then that's your prerogative. But we live in a world that it's so hard to keep your head down. You know, it'd be like, okay, cool. Let's say you didn't want to know anything about Black Armory until Black Armory comes out. You're pretty much going to have to hide, like off of social media, not talk to anybody. You know what I mean? Just generally be hidden.
Because, I mean, you basically have to make your intention known.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go in blind. But that being said, I also have not, like, because I stumbled across that one video that has been leaked. And like I said, I wasn't even, like, really going out and looking for it. But it's like, oh, there's this thing. Oh, well, that's interesting if it's real.
That's the thing.
But, I mean, like I said, it's going, I don't know, because there's a fine line between, like, spoiling and, like, and hype building. Because I guess in yes, I just said I guess twice for whatever reason. But no, for I guess in a similar vein is like the new Dragon Ball Super movie where official material has revealed that Gogeta is going to be part of the movie. I mean, for something like that, like I said, it's kind of a different story, you know? Like, I don't know. Like I said, because I know he's going to be in the movie. Like, is it going to be any less hype seeing him?
No.
Fight Broly?
Oh, you guys are going to get hype as shit.
It's going to be hype as balls, because it's going to be friggin' Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta against full power Broly. Like, I'm actually happy that I know he's going to be in this movie, because it's kind of going to be that stance of, well, I know it's not Broly just beating the holy crap out of everyone until, like, Care Bear Stare mechanic. Also, shout out to Holden Court for, like, a year ago predicting Gogeta being in this movie because of certain movies that were re-released. One of which was the Broly movie, and then it was Fusion Reborn. So I was like, I wonder if they're doing this for a reason. Well, I guess they did.
Good call.
Yeah, it was a good call. It was super hyped. As soon as I found that out, I had to tag him. I was like, good job, buddy. But yeah.
I mean, we, like I said, we live in the world where you can easily hide, but you could easily get spoiled. I mean, I know with the Attack on Titan manga, or anime rather, the missus was watching it and she was super into it, and then it ended, and then it ended with that cliffhanger, and then the cliffhanger got spoiled for her, and she was like, well, fuck it, I'm not watching this I'm not going to watch it anymore. And I'm like, that's totally understandable.
I'm back.
I'd be angry too if I was into a series. If somebody was like, oh yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho, by the way, spoilers on Yu Yu Hakusho coming up in 4, 3, 2, 1, by the way, it's from the 90s.
Right?
Yusuke doesn't become the king in demon world. That's something a lot of people didn't understand. Like, if back then, I mean, it was so easy to hide, the spoiler from me, because it was like, what was it when I watched it? The 90s?
Actually, that actually a spoiler. Like, it wasn't the fact that it was a spoiler that prevented me from watching it, but finding out how something ended completely. It was Inuyasha.
Oh yeah.
Finding out how Inuyasha ended, I become super not interested in finishing it, because it's like, I don't want to watch that. It's dumb.
Yeah, that's spoilers
stupid,
right? Yeah. Spoilers are one of those things that, for shows, I handle it differently than video games. For shows, I stay the fuck away from everything. Like, the worst one was we watched Game of Thrones, and then we were on vacation, and we didn't end up getting able to watch the season finale of Game of Thrones for a while. It took us probably like 3 or 4 weeks to do it, and we finally sat down and then obviously you kind of heard, you kept hearing more and more things, and I was like, God, I don't want to watch it. I don't want it to be over with, kind of thing. Like, you just had to. I was like doing like Matrix moves, trying to dodge freaking spoilers because everyone was talking about it. And the same thing with like Walking Dead. Like that's the reason I kind of stopped watching Walking Dead. Was I started seeing like, I don't know, not going to get into Walking Dead. And I've got a long, lengthy opinion on that show. But okay, let's see. Let's go. Did we answer all the questions? Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
We answered the one question.
Yes, we stalled on the one question.
Perfect. Hey, that's exactly the way it works. All right, let's see. Next question. We're gonna go from our friend, another Foes fam. We got Tomb Snow, and we kind of went just
for their Discord remodel, which good job on that, man. Discord's so much like easier to follow now. It's like, thank you for also using collapsible categories, unlike some Discords.
No, but what's it called? Okay, so we kind of went over this a little bit, but what are your expectations for the new raid, Scourge of the Past? Anything special you want to see within mechanics, teamwork ideas, composition? Now, this is something I was thinking about it yesterday because I saw this question. I wanted to try to be at least somewhat professional and put my thought into it. My thought is this coming raid, this past raid, would you agree it is pretty, there's a lot of mechanics. It's a very good blend. It's what makes it a good raid. There's a good blend. I would say probably like 60% mechanics, 40% like doing actual damage. Is that what you would probably say? Something around that nature? Little more mechanics than DPS?
I do like the fact that basically the encounter, it seems the encounters focus on one or the other, really. There's no like real mix of, oh, well, now you got to do this to this boss, and then you got to run away and do this, and then you got to do this. And it's like either mechanical or kind of like a DPS check, basically.
Okay, so my thought is I want a dual boss. I want a dual boss, and I want one boss to do one thing and the other boss to do other thing, and then it's almost like they're protecting each other kind of thing. I want that kind of mechanic where it's like you've got to be like on your toes moving the entire time. It's kind of the way that Cali is, where you've got to just keep moving through like really fast. There's very high, fast paced. You got to keep moving, clock on. Like, I want there to be some kind of like, I don't even know. Like, I'm not a fucking video game designer. But I want there to be some kind of like a dual boss, because we haven't had that yet, correct? We haven't had a dual boss.
We've had them in Strikes. Shield Brothers.
Shield Brothers, yep. But okay.
What's that new one with the witch that splits in half? But that one.
Oh, that one. Okay. That, by the way, is becoming one of my favorite strikes. The brood witch.
Yeah.
The brood, I love the way she looks.
The lair? Is it something like bladed lair or something?
Yeah, it's the Mindbenders, like he like made relations with this witch.
Well, it's his witch. It's like we didn't realize how. Right? Yeah, we didn't realize how deep like Mindbender Giggity was going into hive culture.
Deep into the hive lore. No, what's it called? No,
sword logic?
Yeah.
Oh, he used his sword logic, all right.
Thank you. Somebody did it.
I got it. God damn it! I got it.
I was just slightly faster on the draw. That's what she said.
Oh wow, this is slowly deteriorating. Okay. Yeah, exactly. But no, okay. Back to the damn topic. Would you like to see that a dual raid boss?
I would like to see a dual boss in a raid. Yeah, that would be cool. Because like I said, they've touched on it very rarely with strike bosses, and like deepen that with a few more mechanics might be really, really cool.
And
or
the thing is,
a tragedy.
Yeah, you're right. I was just gonna say, and I want it to be where the two bosses have completely different weaknesses. Like 2 different shields or 2 different whatever the fuck you want to do with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you have to do 2 different things. Maybe one you have to use mechanics to damage him, and then the other one you have to do damage to damage him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's the only. Okay, so you guys, is anything in? I mean, Des, you said double, but is there any other thing you would add to that?
Just want to shoot stuff in the face, man.
I get you. I
have very low expectations when it comes to raid. So I mean, as long as it's as at a minimum like Crota length, basically, I'm cool with a raid, pretty much. Well, actually, no. I do want a raid to be slightly more involving than Crota was originally. Basically, the Crota rework.
Yeah, I like the Crota rework was good.
Yeah, that's like the minimum I want to raid now is the Crota rework. As long as it meets that bar, I'm cool.
Buster, you got any crazy shit you want to see in a raid?
I mean, if I even see it, that would be crazy.
That would be. I was just gonna say that. I was we've got to get you through Last Wish. We've got to get you through. We can get you through, man. I guarantee you we can. I guarantee you. The jumping is not difficult. It's not that difficult.
I mean, I have no doubt that it could be done. It's just, it's not in my wheelhouse right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just something I don't see my...
I get it. I get it.
Time plus, my time is, my game time that I have for like solid raid length time isn't very often, it would be today, basically.
You are a man of a very, very short time when it comes to like, you get your spurts in, but you can't do exactly. 2-3 hours of.
Because we can't say for sure that he has no time, considering you're 5 matches away from getting your breakneck.
I'm one away.
He goes, what the fuck do you think I've been doing the whole time?
Yeah. I'm about to say, what do you guys think? Here's how my game time works out. Ready? I get up, I take the missus to college. I either go back to sleep or take care of Pete. That's kind of difficult. I get home at night and try to marathon like 3 matches. Typically, is what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And then Saturday.
Yeah. No, I get that. But like you said, because you keep to kind of in case people get the wrong idea, it's like I thought Buster didn't have time, but he's able to grind out this during the week. He gets spurts like me. I'm invisible a lot of the time during the week because I'll play when I get off and I'll do like some Gambit and stuff. As soon as I'm off and we don't have any plans, I'm all about game time. It's a similar situation, and like I said, just to clarify that, Buster does have limited game time because you and the missus have like a dedicated Friday together or a day together.
Yeah.
Which
me and the missus, we don't do anything because we hate people.
That's awesome.
We don't do anything. We don't go out or nothing.
That reminds me of me and my wife.
Yeah, like we don't do anything. Like she'll watch her K-pop, I'll play my video. Like we'll sit there and talk. Like we'll still interact because I have learned. One of the issues my wife had with me playing games is the fact that I used to like zone out and like tune everything out.
What?
She could talk
you completely focusing on something while ignoring everything else around you? What?
I know, right? Completely unheard of.
No.
But I've gotten better about being, a human while playing video games.
Hey, let's not get too far, Des. All right?
Right.
Let's not get too far, all right?
But yeah, so I'll like, especially if it's like I'm just grinding out Gambit, I'll check out what she's watching. We'll have a discussion and talk about things. And yeah, because I mean, I'm literally like the way I have my desk set up in the living room, which is also where I record the podcast. Like I can turn around like 10 feet away is where she sits on the couch from my desk. So, I mean, we're never like super apart. We don't have separate rooms that we stay in. We're always like in vicinity of one another. So like I said, we don't do things. So we don't really have a dedicated day. The only time we get a dedicated day is when I can save up enough money to take a psych out to the theater or to get a bite to eat. Super rarely, date day, basically.
100%. 100% get it.
But at the same time, after you've been married for 10 years, date days don't become less special, but they become less necessary, They're still appreciated.
Especially with children. Children, you need to recharge your batteries every now and then, but dude, I don't know. We don't have fucking time for dates, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I got 4 kids.
Exactly.
You think I got time for we'll get out luckily with my job, I start very early. I'm out early. So it's not too bad, except for today. Today's my one day where I start late and finish kind of late. But for me, it's kind of make my own schedule a lot too. So I'm lucky in that aspect. I get to spend a lot of time with the wife and kids and stuff like that. I have my set off days. So we go off and for us, we do the Disneyland thing, man, because we can take all the kids with, because you got to figure look, how much does a babysitter fucking cost? Like, just realize that, like, I got to pay a babysitter like $10-15 an hour. And if I go out to a movie, that's making that movie turn into like, goddamn, like, instead of like, I don't know, $13 a ticket, that's becoming like, I don't know, $40 a ticket, because we also got to throw in dinner there too. So, date nights are few and far between when we do have them. They are there, but oof.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, most relationships can kind of agree. Like I said, the longer you're together, the less necessary they become, even though they're still appreciated. Because you learn how to manage things and such. And like I said, if if a little girl wasn't like a teenager, 15 going on 16, sweet Christ.
Jesus Christ.
I know, right? Like, because I've definitely like spent like more time like around and watching things with her and doing things with her, but she's at the stage where that doesn't matter to her as much anymore. So
that's I'm doing stuff like that with my boys, like because having a baby, and the baby takes all of our attention. I want to make sure my boys they know that I still love them and I still care about them, but like obviously like they don't have my like full attention right now, because I'm trying to make sure our 2-month-old is good. By the way, 2 months old, man, almost 2 months old, which is just
crazy, dude.
Right. I know, almost 2 months old, just insane. But so I'll take like my 4-year-old loves to go hit golf balls, and this is not even my own doing. Like, I made him golf clubs, but he's the one who asked me to go. I never force my kids. I'm not that dad where I'm like, you will practice this much, you will do this. No, I completely let it all be natural. And he goes, Daddy, let's go to the golf course and hit golf balls. I love it. My other son, he's playing baseball. He loves to play, plays video games and stuff like that. And so me and him always talk video games. We're about to get a Switch for Christmas, and he has a Switch at his mom's house. So he likes to play. We always talk about Switch games. So he's learning me up. My 7-year-old is learning me up on some Switch games. But yeah, man, it's fucking tough. It's just tough. It's tough to make sure that everyone's happy. My 2-year-old, if I just look at him, he's happy. So, he's good. But
you see, I had a moment with my son, because the little Buster's fucking 13. Jesus Christ. He called me the other day. He was like, Dad, I got to ask you a question. I said, what's up, buddy? I thought it was going to be some weird, like, off the wall kid type shit. And he was like, we're having an after school program. And I'm like, cool. He's like, I want to do it. I'm like, cool. And he's like, can you tell Mom that Dungeons and Dragons isn't demon worshiping? And I'm like, do we live in the 80s? Like, what the fuck is going
right?
on?
What the crap is that? Come on.
So, like, I talked to him, like, do you think... And she's like, well, there's demons and stuff. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? And then she was just saying some other things. And he was like, I told her, I was like, listen, just let the kid do the after school program. It help, it's creativity. It's all that, it helps him get out of his shell, because he's like me. If he doesn't talk, he doesn't have to talk to people. He doesn't care. Like, he's like, man, whatever, man. I'm cool playing video games. All my friends are online. So
yeah.
And
if you don't talk to me, yeah, I'm perfectly okay with that.
Yeah. I don't care. There's only like, a handful of people that I talk to every, religiously, and it's you guys and my girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, it's you and the missus, guys. I just want to let you know that.
The funny thing is, like, for how much I talk, I'm pretty introverted. I need someone to motivate me to get out and go do stuff. It's really my personality. At work, I have to put on the mask of being a very outgoing person, because I've got to butter up members. I've got to be nice to members. I've got to take care of people. I've got to, I've got to be able to give lessons. It's part of my job, is I've got to be a very friendly person. But when I get home, man, sometimes all that friendly's out of me. You know what I mean? And it's my person. I can talk forever. That's one thing I can always talk to, but I don't talk to like people I don't know. You know what I mean? If I know you guys, like you guys are my podcast brothers. I'm going to talk to you forever. But if I don't know you, I may ask a few questions, but I'm relatively not that talkative of a person if I don't know you. Yeah. And that's also freaking like goes back to like where I was getting a new partner every 2 shifts when I was working as an EMT. So it was like half the time I started just because I would take time and like invest like learning about someone and learning everything, and then that person would be fucking gone. And then I was like, fuck it. So I said towards the end of my EMT career, it was like pretty much like, hey dude, what's up? What's your name? Okay, great. What radio station you listen to? Okay, great. Okay, that's cool. Let's have a good shift. Yeah. And that's really what it came down to. You know, so it's that's why I love video games though, man. Video games get me passionate and excited about being talking with people that I would never have met in my entire life. Dude, how about this crazy shit? A guy I used to work with who is on my fucking friends list. Dude, I used to work with this guy like 3 years ago. I ran into him at the tower. It was fucking hilarious. He starts emoting at me and I'm like, what the fuck is this blueberry doing? I'm like, this motherfucker keeps emoting at me. He's like following me around. Then all of a sudden I looked at his name and I was like, Elliot? And I was like, holy shit. And I looked at it and I looked at my friends list because he's on my friends list, but he's one of those guys like, I don't know about you guys, but I've got a friends list and I've got people like, I need to purge it because I'm never going to talk to these people again. Yeah. Unless I guess apparently I run into them at Tower. But no, just ran into him all of a sudden. So I mean, it's a small world, but you know, that's what's great about video games is it gets people who are introverts, people who are not outgoing people. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. We need people like that in the world. So those are the people who are mostly self-motivated, the people that can do that. It's the people who are extroverts that need people. You know, it's tough, man. You need you need those kind of people in this world. That's how. And it's good that we have this outlet. Just trust me. If I didn't have this outlet, I would not be as happy a person as I am now. I can tell you that much. But okay, so let's go into the last question. This is from Stripes, I want to say.
Yes, Stripes.
Who was Stripes? He goes.
Playing dark.
I know. That's right. He did sneak his way in there. He goes, if you could take any aspect from all the raids and combine them into create your own raid, what would you choose? So pretty much create your own raid out of previous raids.
Now, this example is a Gull encounter with Vault of Class mechanics.
You could go crazy, man. You could go crazy. But for me, I was thinking about it. I would want... Now, are we talking just encounter or the entire raid?
We'll go with an encounter.
Yeah, encounter.
Yeah, because we could
be here forever.
I've got to go to work. Yeah, I was just saying I've got to go to work. I can make this. Okay, so let's agree upon a raid boss. What raid boss would you want to see in an encounter?
One of my favorite in like mechanics, at least in a raid, was Wrath of the Machine with
cleaning the rooms.
Vosik, was it?
Vosik, where you slid under the doors? Clean the rooms.
No, not that one.
Oh, okay.
It was the last guy. Axis.
Yeah, Axis, yeah.
Axis Phase 2, where you could, the last chosen individual, or one of the chosen individuals, one of the empowered individuals could actually, like, extend his damage phase if you reached a specific plate and, like, a specific time frame. I loved that mechanic so much because it required like coordination, and it wasn't necessary to beat the raid, but you could beat. I mean, it was necessary for the challenge mode, but it helped you beat it easier. Like it wasn't required, but it's like if you had more like coordination between your team, you can do it easier this way. And I loved that.
Okay, I can go. So let's go with that mechanic. And then for boss-wise, dude, I think Riven is a really great final boss. Really great, like the whole drop down. Okay, if you haven't been in the raid, I'm sorry, the game's been out for a while. Okay, when you drop down,
I don't care.
I'm gonna say, You're
apologizing to me. I don't give a rat's dick.
I know. I'm not apologizing to you because I know how you feel. But when you're dropping down, you actually get the full C Riven, the entire like body, how big Riven is, as far as like what she wants us to see. That's, I mean, that I would want. I'm thinking Riven as the boss. So we've got Axis Phase 2 phase. So we got to go. Damn, this is what we're doing right now is the most hodgepodge way of what Bungie has to do to try to make a raid.
I know, right?
This is how crazy it is. I mean, could you imagine? Okay, you know what mechanic I really like? This isn't even in. I like a charge up mechanic. I like totems. I like the totem mechanic. I always love totems. So I would want some kind of like mechanic, so where you have to charge up a certain like power grid. Well, okay, so here's the thing. This is my crazy one. Okay, so you charge everything up. You do something to charge, whether it be killing, protecting a zone while you're standing in it. Regardless, you have to charge up something, and then you go into the next phase. And the next phase is that Axis Phase 2. But for you to get that charge, you have to like charge to get the empowerment, the extra empowerment. You have to charge it up a certain way. Like you could go crazy with this, man. Now my gears are turning. Now I'm going to be thinking about shit all day. This ain't good, because now I'm going to be thinking about this at work. I'm going to be like, yeah, Mr. So and So, yeah, you think, yeah, maybe Crow to fight, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Crow to fight, yeah. What the hell are you talking about, James? Oh, nothing, sir, nothing. Speaking of which, boys, I'm running a little low on time, but I know we've got. Do you guys have anything else you want to put in the raid? Like anything else you want to see?
I like Golgoroth's mechanic. That's the last.
Yeah,
I think that's the last raid I did, other than like Leviathan. So
hey, I like Golgoroth's mechanic. I agree with you. Damn. So let's say we started off with the Golgoroth mechanic. That's how you unlock the pools. You have to unlock the pools by shooting them down like Golgoroth. Then you have to stand in the pools, charge it up, so that you can get empowered. You have to stand in the pools to empower yourself, charge it up enough, and you have to do it in a certain order. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have to do with Axis Phase 2. Damn, we're coming up with something right now, folks. We're coming up with something.
Jesus.
We're crazy.
That sounds amazing also. Oh my God.
I'm thinking about this right now, and I'm getting excited. Like I actually have a real raid coming out. Watch, it's gonna be in. They read our minds. It's gonna be in.
But my proud moment came when my son asked me to help him make his first D&D character.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's cool.
He's like, help me play D. He's like, Dad, I know you play D&D, so help me make my character. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, what rule set are you playing? Because there's a bunch. And he's like, I think they said 3.5. I'm like, Pathfinder? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, well, let me help you out real quick. And I'm like, well, what? I just went into the whole big, like, what's your team playing? Like, what's everybody else? How big's the group? The group is 9 kids.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, this dude is doing 9.
Jesus.
That's an experienced DM.
Oh, yeah. No, he's...
I can't imagine doing more than 3, to be honest.
I do 4. 4 is
yeah,
good.
like 3 to 4, like that's what I'm saying. Like small, like 9. Oh,
well, because he doesn't want to turn any kids away. He doesn't want to be like, no, it's full. So,
he's probably freaking on the inside. And it's like,
I bit off way more than I could chew.
I know. What have I done?
Oh my God.
Well, I guess. They're also playing an adventure pass, so it's already pre-written. So it's not like.
But still, I don't know. The only other thing I did was I watched a crap ton of anime.
I'm still on that fairy tale bandwagon. I'm still going through all that.
I watched the entirety of Boruto. That's out so far.
Nice.
I watched the entirety of My Hero Academia.
Oh, there we go! Yeah. Yeah.
And I gotta say, I really enjoyed My Hero Academia.
Dude, it's good, isn't it? It is. I gotta thank Buster. Buster's I bow to you, sir. You got also, me on that, dude, and I fucking love it.
The Star Wars references are hilarious.
Dude, there's...
Because it's like, oh, here's the Dagobah district. It's like, maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe it's a coincidence. It's like, Tatooine district's like, probably not a coincidence.
Not a coincidence.
No, that's a very unique. It's a very particular name right there, buddy.
All of a sudden, Wookiee Mall. Definitely not a coincidence.
I noticed that the Wookiee Ball one I definitely got. I was like, yeah, that's definitely someone's a Star Wars fan.
And then I'm on episode 115, I think, of Fairy Tail.
Have you checked out Black Clover yet, Des?
No, not yet. Like I said, I'm working through, I'm finishing up Fairy Tail before I go on to anything else again. But I also got to say, Boruto, really freaking good, man. Like, the guy that carried on from Naruto's mangaka is, like, you could tell he's, like, a fan of Naruto, because there are so many, like, past references and stuff in Boruto. It is ridiculous, and I love it.
I mean, I'm actually caught up on Boruto as well, and I'm reading it, so I'm, like, way ahead. Oh, yeah, as I'm reading, I'm like, God, I can't wait to watch this.
I know, right?
That's why I don't read manga. That's why, because I would sit there, I would do that.
Well, I'm actually surprised also the way they're doing My Hero Academia, that the manga isn't super far ahead of the anime, but at the same time it's still like a good distance.
Well, it's funny with the Screw Attack because they did Jiraiya versus Roshi,
Roshi,
and you never put DBZ against anybody because they win.
They do.
In Boruto, they have the guy from not Hawk or what Tabi, I guess is what the
Guys,
new.
I hate to do this. I gotta get out of here. Oh, I really gotta go. I'm sorry. I gotta go. Otherwise, I'm gonna get fired. I prefer to keep my employment.
Yes, definitely keep your employment.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys.
Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on the Discord. Get in here, the RNG Discord, Gorilla Golf. You can find me on Twitter, Gorilla Golf 1987, PSN, Gorilla Golf. Come find me, boys and girls. Don't care. Be respectful. I will respond to you. Everyone, have a good week. I'm getting out of here.
Before you go, Double G, I got the breakneck.
Oh, God, F off. All right. Later.
See
you, man.
So you might find this interesting, Des. The main villain, I guess, in the first arc, the guy who kind of reminds you of Jiraiya, he summoned a frog.
Yeah.
He summoned a toad.
Yeah.
So that's just a little, like, they're dropping more and more in, like, hey, guys, you know who this is, right? You should.
I also like what they're doing with Mitsuki.
Yeah.
Like, Mitsuki is a very interesting character. Also showing off a new Sage power, which I really like. Not really a new Sage power, but I guess a new Sage form.
Yeah, well,
Sage Source.
I think he's a Snake Sage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He has, like, perfected it, like how Naruto perfected Frog Sage. That's what I think it is.
No, like I said, I love the fact that there's a different one, though. Mm-hmm. Like, because all we saw for Sage mode was Frog, and the frogs were the only way. So I really like the fact that he's, like, exploring these powers some. Because I read basically, like, a synopsis of Boruto, like, beforehand, and I thought they were already on, like, the Shippuden time skip in Boruto. It's like, oh, Boruto can do this, this, and this when he's this age, and it's like, oh, so they're already on a time skip? But from what I'm understanding, that was basically because when you watch Boruto, it technically starts, I think, 8 years in the future.
Yeah.
But then he, like, flashbacks to his life and, like, how he used to hate his father and, like, didn't want to be a ninja or whatever. So I like how they started that. They kind of give you a glimpse of how OP he's going to be, but, like, and then show you, like, that path. But yeah, I'm, like, super interested in Boruto because, like I said, it's a lot of, but at the same time, they still do a lot of the Naruto stuff.
Yeah. A
lot of exposition in the middle of fights.
With the guy Kawhi, I don't know how you say his name. The other dude who has the mark that Naruto that Boruto has. He doesn't have chakra.
Yeah.
Like none.
Yeah, it's super interesting because at the same time, I also love the fact that he's exploring, like, the enemies are getting more powerful.
Oh yeah.
Like, they're getting, like, what was her name? Kaguya? Yeah, Kaguya. They're, like, kind of explaining she wasn't all powerful. She was just the watcher of our world.
Yeah.
And there are beings that are more powerful in her clan. So it's like, crap. You know? Like, holy balls.
Yeah, it's so good. Like, he has karma That's what that curse mark that Boruto has. It uses karma to activate.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah,
because I know the anime hasn't the anime is still just. I don't like the fact that the anime is kind of disregarding that mark.
Yeah. Don't
it's like
disregard.
They're showing it, but they're not acknowledging that anyone knows anything about it.
The one mark that can absorb chakra, and they're like, it's not that big a deal.
I know, right? And it's like, it's like, how close is it to Sage Mark? You know?
Yeah.
That made Naruto and Sasuke originally OP. Also, I did not realize until watching Boruto, Sasuke's one-armed now.
Yeah, he didn't get an arm he didn't get Naruto a replacement arm like Naruto did. Yeah.
I did not because he wears that cloak,
and he has it. You think he has it tucked?
Exactly,
yeah.
Because you don't get a good look at him. I think it's halfway through Boruto, he finally in a fight he loses the cloak, and you just see the sleeve dangling. It's he's one armed and still this awesome.
Yeah. Also, think of it this way: he's doing Chidori and high level jutsu with no hand signs.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's because I think he was one of the few people that progressed with one-handed hand seals, one-handed hand seals. But yeah, now he's just Chidori here. Like
Madara can do it.
Yeah. Of course, it makes sense because he does have Rinnegan. I mean, and that entire rabbit hole of reading how that was connected, and oh my god, just going down those rabbit holes is
in the chapter, I think it was just a filler chapter. It wasn't anything story wise. It was Boruto versus Naruto. He was like, "Come on, I'm going to see what you can do." You got to train, and his sister's there, and the Kwani, whatever, however you want to say his name, is there. The other the other half of the curse mark that Boruto has, and he's like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Oh, they're sparring." And then they link their fingers together at the beginning. He's like, "What the hell does that mean?" They're like, "That was just a sign of good faith." And then they're fighting, and Boruto tries to do his teleporting Rasengan, and then he does the shadow clone. He does 4, and Naruto's like, "Oh, that's really good." And there's a million of them. He's like, "What the fuck?" And then he dismisses them because he's a dickhead. And then they fight. And then the kid's like, "You got to focus your karma. You got to think about your karma. You have that ability. It increases your strength." And he does it. He activates, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you are way." And Boruto, Naruto can see, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you are way stronger." And then they fight a little bit, and then at the end they link fingers and they're like, "Good job, son." He's like, "Thanks, Dad. Oh, I feel like crap."
But it's hilarious because Boruto, basically for people that's not watching it, it's
so good.
Well, the beginning of it is basically hilariously, he's literally, even though he doesn't want to connect to his father in any way, he's literally following in the footsteps of his father, every step of the way. So it's like watching Naruto from the perspective of Sasuke.
Yeah, what it is Boruto he wants to be Sasuke.
Well, yeah, he definitely wants to, but his skill and he has so much more skill than his father ever, Naruto ever had at that age.
Yeah.
And it definitely shows because Naruto struggled for everything, and Boruto's just, "Oh, this is done." But as soon as they mentioned him connecting to Sasuke, it's Boruto is very close to Sasuke because he's kind of lazy, and in the same way Sasuke was back when.
He's skilled.
Yeah, because he was so skilled, it's I could do this, no problem, whatever. But yeah, the entire. Oh, and I loved very early, I forget exactly when it was in the series, but something happens to Boruto and Naruto comes home, and he looks at his son and asks him, did you steal the Forbidden Scroll? It's wait, what's that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just nothing. It's just someone back in the day sold this Forbidden Scroll to get power really easily, and Boruto's like, "Don't let me in with that loser." And Naruto's like, "Oh,
that was me, son."
Yeah, of course.
That was me, kid. That was me.
Yeah, it's that was your dad. And then then Boruto ends up basically doing the same thing with the scientific ninja tool.
Yeah, exactly. which is so good. I mean, you know, the fact that now it's like, oh, there's people like Rock Lee who have. See, that's another thing that I've gotten into a discussion with one of my buddies at work. Does Rock Lee not have chakra, or does he have chakra? He just can't do he can't focus it.
Yeah, he can't like. He has it. It's just he can't like mix it into ninjutsu.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because he can.
Like,
if you can open the gates, you can. You know.
Yeah. He has chakra to use. He just uses it like. He uses more the stamina side than the spiritual energy side. But yeah, he has it. It's just they don't have a skill to pull off the amazing, crazy superpower moves.
Yeah, but he did teach Sasuke the Wolf's Barrage.
Ooh,
remember that's how Sasuke learned Wolf's Barrage.
Yeah,
he copied it off of Rock Lee.
Yeah. Also, I'm super surprised that Sasuke's daughter still only has like the one mark on her Sharingan. Like she uses it religiously, and it hasn't like grown at all.
It's so loss. Far. Remember, it's loss that unlocks it, not use. That's why she. That's how you activate the Mangekyo.
Yeah.
You have to lose something. You have to suffer a loss of something you care about.
Yeah, because that's one thing that they were mentioning when she, like, to even manifest it, it has to be like a severe emotion, basically. Mm-hmm. Basically, Sharingan is very similar to Super Saiyan. You have to feel like an intense emotion of some kind, but her feeling the emotion was basically just not finding out who, like, the missing father, and then the crisis of, well, my mother's not my mother, which was ludicrous. Know. Come on. And I love the fact that after she decides, it's like, yeah, my mom is my mom. She even picks up her mom's like verbal tick of cha.
Yeah.
And it's like, really? Oh, but freaking, like I said, I love the power combos too. Like, oh my god, like the Sharingan with Sakura's like physical prowess that she learned. Like, oh my god, that kid. Oh,
my favorite thing is if you look at like the Leaf. The Leaf has so many, like, complementary powers.
Yeah.
Like, Ino Shikacho. Oh, I can stop you. Oh, I can take over your mind. Oh, I can get big and crush you.
And I love how that's different now with, what's his name? With Cyan Ino's kid.
Oh, yeah.
Considering he's going more towards the beast art, his father's powers than his mother's powers.
Yeah, he still is impressive.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it still works, which is hilarious. But it just works in a slightly different function than it did in the past. But, that and figuring out it was actually Sai.
Yeah.
Because I kept seeing him at first, and it's like, why is he so pale? He reminds me of somebody. And I kept mentioning, like, him being, like, awkward or whatever, and, like, still being awkward, and it's like, oh, wait! Well, and it took me forever to find out that was Shino Aburami as their teacher. Because his physical...
He didn't die.
Yeah, like his physical design changed so much.
Yeah.
And they kept calling him, Shino Sensei, and it's like, Shino, that sounds like what's his name? It can't be that. He's dresses like entirely different, and seems a little more outgoing than Shino used to be. And then someone's like, Aburama Sensei. It's like, oh my god, that is Shino.
Yeah.
And oh my god, how big did Anko get? Which makes sense because, I love the like callbacks. Like Iruka's the principal, and like his secretary is Anko, which was like a devastating freaking teacher. But if I remembered properly, she had a massive sweet tooth.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when people with massive sweet tooths get desk jobs?
They get big.
They gain a lot of weight. But good God, she's still like
a beast,
freaking killer.
Yeah, a beast.
Like, oh my god.
But it just shows like how strong. Like, I love how it, dude. The hidden sand, the sand village. Like,
oh my god.
Like Gaara's kid.
Yeah, Gaara's adopted son. My god, is he beast? And somehow with the same freaking Kekkei Genkai that his the metal sand
father had. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think his father taught Gaara how to control the sand because it was a similar fashion that he controlled the metal sand.
Yeah, he had metal release. His Kekkei Genkai was metal. And I love when you figure out that when it shows in the show that it's not God damn it, the tailed beast Ingara that gives him the sand control. It's his mom's love.
Yeah.
That is the sand.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually like an imprint of his mother on him.
Yeah, sort of like how Naruto had his mom and dad.
Yeah, and that's basically how he controlled the Kurama at first was basically lingering remnants of his mom.
The seal.
Yeah.
The Uzumaki seal technique. The adamantine chains.
Yeah, hilariously, we didn't even know Uzumaki was like a big clan until he met his mom. It's like, oh yeah, we knew how to deal with tailed beasts. And it's like, really? How come nobody mentioned that ever before?
No one mentioned that to us. Where was this information yesterday?
I know, right? It's like there's so much information in early Naruto that could have like possibly fixed so much. It's like, oh yeah, you're the son of the fourth Hokage.
Yeah, there's one.
Everyone knew. Everyone knew that bright freaking yellow hair that nobody else seemed to have.
Yeah, the mix of his mom and dad's hair color.
But yeah, it's like, come on. But yeah, I mean, Boruto, I'm like super interested to see like where it goes because I love the fact that it's so the continuity is there basically, and it's really impressive and there's a lot of feels in Boruto, man.
Oh yeah,
God. Same thing with My Hero Academia. A lot of feels moments. Oh God.
And you could also tell that, like you said earlier, like the mangaka is a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would be like if they were like, hey, do you want to, hey Buster, do you want to redo Bleach or continue Bleach? And I'm like, you're goddamn right I do.
It's like, yes, I'll continue Bleach.
I have an idea.
No problem. It's like, this is going to be the son of Ichigo. Go. Okay. Cool. No problem.
Okay, cool. Yep. Got it.
Yeah, because, I mean, you could just tell, like I said, you could just tell that, and it's great. And I love the fact that the anime is actually getting so close with the mangaka, at least for Boruto, because as I read, the mangaka is actually responsible for the filler.
Yeah.
Like, they have screenwriters that send him stuff, and he'll read through and like yes approve or no. He'll approve or deny based on like if they change characters too much or not. So I really love that fact.
Plus Kishimoto was so like respected. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
Like when Naruto ended, it was literally like, oh, every mangaka ever did like a thank you to him. Like it's I mean, I just
yeah, it's great. I mean,
it's hard to not agree that it's probably one of the, I mean, that One Piece, Fairy Tail, like, DBZ, shit like that.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely like, it definitely feels the next Dragon Ball, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Because while One Piece, I mean, good God, there's still a beast that's still freaking going. Like, my God, dude, stop, retire.
Yeah.
Like, stop doing this to yourself.
You have 100 issues.
Good God, like 200 episode anime.
Yeah. And you're not even done. And you're not even done, the main story.
I know, right? Like, Luffy hasn't even. Oh. And I love the fact also that Naruto ended with like the last episode of Naruto was him becoming Hokage, basically. And like you see, like at the end of Naruto, you see like how that progressed and such. And it's like, oh, this is his life now. He did it. He made Hokage.
And then he realized it wasn't what he thought it would be.
No, it's a Krypton. How come no other freaking Kage has that much paperwork on their desk?
Because they all do it.
Yeah, but so does Naruto, like all freaking day and night.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's because Naruto doesn't do it. He kind of like slacks off really, because he is still, a slacker. He's still Naruto.
But one of my favorite episodes was the Ichiraki ramen episode.
With the Udon Flash.
Yeah, because they get kicked out of the house by Hinata, and Naruto's like, "Why don't we go eat some ramen or go get something to eat?" And Boruto's like, "Fine." And they end up going to Ichiraki Ramen, which it turned into like an actual restaurant, which again is hilarious. And Naruto's like, "Oh yeah, I brought your mom here on our first date," and Boruto's like, "No, mom doesn't like ramen." And then you find out she's actually the legendary gluttony queen that finished off 42 bowls of ramen. And Boruto's like, wait, what?
Oh, no, she does.
Like, she likes Ichiraki ramen.
She loves the ramen.
But yeah, I loved that episode, though. I think that might have been also like because that was like the start of his like character turnaround too. Because he finally realized, you know what, I may not know that much. So oh god, like I said, I want to see these new people like progressing with the wisdom of their parents.
Yeah.
Oh,
I also like how Shikadai is just like his dad.
I know, right? Oh, just like too. I mean, oh my god, same phrases and everything.
Yeah.
Like, oh. Also, hilariously, like Orochimaru actually treating Mitsuki as a son. Like, I never would have seen that happening. I mean, Orochimaru growing this clone thing to become like a vessel of something for an experiment. Yeah, that's Orochimaru, sure. But actually, like, giving him, like, parental treatment every now and again, it's like, who are you?
The best is, hey, are you my mom or my dad? I don't know.
I don't know. I've been both. Does it really matter?
That's the best part. I don't know. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, I guess.
I know, right? He sits there, looks at him, is like, well, I've been a man, I've been a woman. Does it really matter what you call me? It's like, fair.
Yeah, true.
Because I think that was the whole thing about him coming back when he killed the third, was I think he was actually in a woman's body at that point in time.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. When they invaded, he was in a woman's body.
So it's like...
Anytime, yeah.
It's like, what are you? And Kabuto's alive? Like, that surprised me, because like I said, I didn't necessarily watch like to the end of Naruto, but I did stay like caught up on major plot points.
Yeah.
I could have sworn Kabuto died.
No.
I could have sworn. Like, finding out Orochimaru was actually back was like, wait, what? Didn't surprise me too much because that's kind of Orochimaru's thing.
Yeah.
I'm
back.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, that's also I'm really digging Fairy Tail.
Yeah, Fairy Tail's good.
Like it's getting like super complicated. So I'm on 115-ish.
Okay.
Go away. I don't care. No, 113.
Yeah, the arc they're on now, they did like 100-year time skip.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that. Okay. Those.
It's like a special thing that they did with all the, they have the story continued, and oh man, it's so good.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm at the part where they're doing the S rank tests on their sacred island, and it starts getting invaded by the big bad guild.
Tartarus.
Or what are the Grimoire Heart? There we go.
Oh, Grimoire Heart. Oh yeah, okay. Not Tartarus.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, those reveals and stuff in there. It's like the Fairy Tail Guild leader finding out who the leader of Grimoire Heart is and all. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh no. Like disaster.
This is not good. My God.
And so many Dragon Slayers now. Sweet Christ, man.
No, there's more.
I know there's more. And that's the bad part is now because of the one reveal that's like, oh yeah, some people claiming to be Dragon Slayers aren't even real Dragon Slayers. They're just using Lacrima to give Dragon Slayer powers.
Laxus isn't a real dragon.
Yeah, and it's like, so because they're the poison guy's like, oh yeah, I'm a poison Dragon Slayer. They're like, oh, it's another one. And then halfway through the fight, it's like, I'm not a real Dragon Slayer. I'm a new Dragon Slayer. It's like, man, get out of here. And there's another one that's like, just freaking fine. Like, Natsu. It kind of feels like Naruto's I'm going to become Hokage with them looking for the dragons. Mm-hmm. Is what that feels like.
Yeah, I can get behind that. That's about right.
It's like I have a feeling that's going to be like super late game when they, if they ever actually, I'm sure they will because, again, it becomes kind of like Chekhov's gun at that point in time. You can't keep mentioning and then just not do it. Because, like I said, even Naruto showed us that an abstract goal is like, I'm going to become Hokage. The series ends, and oh yeah, he actually became Hokage. Oh, cool.
The only person that didn't have a goal in any anime was fucking Ichigo. I'm going to survive, just barely.
I know, right?
So
he was just like a series of unfortunate events, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
He always ended up in
I had powers.
Yeah. Also, I cannot wait for My Hero Season 4.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Like it's, and that entire series, like it reminds me of Marvel so much. Mm-hmm. Like even the the logo of it, even though it's slightly, like I said, the formation is slightly different, like the color scheme and everything just reminds me of like Marvel logo.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're going to take this powerless kid and give him powers, it's like such a Marvel lesson right there.
It's really, I mean, I
Also, that's not a spoiler for My Hero Academia because that's like the first 2 episodes.
It's the first episode. Before we head out, Des, I just want to tell you a little cool fact about the Breakneck that I just noticed. The sight aperture.
Oh, yeah, is the Gambit logo.
Is the Gambit logo.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, like they showed that with you could see it, but I wasn't sure exactly if they were going to go balls out and actually do that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Apparently, they're going balls out and actually did that.
Yeah, I just noticed it. Now I'm gonna be doing strikes.
Yeah, basically, I mean that's my I'm following basically the same pathway because I'm doing Breakneck first because Breakneck. I mean that and his full curse week. So I just need that one last drop.
Oh, I got my ship finally.
That's all I need. I need that drop for Dredgen, and I'm starting to see everyone's issue with the RNG and titles. Because I know it's a hotspot. It's so aggravating. Why is it? And the fact that it's RNG on top of RNG. Because they made the servitor so... hilariously, they say so much more common, but I actually run into more servitors in week 2 than I do in week 3s. But
Really?
Yeah, like as soon as week 3 hits, I rarely see them. Week 2, I'll run into like 6 or 7 in the week. I don't know. My RNG for the servitor is awful.
Well, I've been seeing him a shit ton, dude. Like it's crazy how often I see him.
Yeah, I don't like when I play. I don't. I've ran into since, like I said, I'm at 21 out of 40 matches for my Breakneck. I've seen 2. But if this was week 2, like mid-curse week, I probably would have seen like 10. But, like I said, I'm just super aggravated with that. And hilariously, because one of them I saw was when I was playing with GG, that should have been my ship if it was a guaranteed drop. But no. And then I would have been Dredgen Raven. But no. Getting that freaking title.
Yeah.
Come at me, Shen.
Yeah. I really want people to I just need to invade the invaders with their supers. And that doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't. Like with the prevalence of heavy now, that happens so much less often now. I mean, you don't need that for title.
Yes, you do.
I know.
It's the only thing I need. I need 10. It's the 10 invasion kills for the triumph for the title.
Huh. All I know is literally the only thing I'm missing is the ship because I have to complete the collections badge, and that is the last thing I'm missing.
Yeah,
because I have all the triumphs.
It's kind of a bummer.
It is. It is a massive bummer. Like I'm even cool, like because even the like super kills, like using your super against other supers, I'm okay with that because that's just people, and you can't predict people. But I just, like I said, the RNG on top of RNG.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bummer. But then again, it was also a guaranteed before they changed that, right?
Yes, it was. I kind of wish they would have left it alone. Because like I said, if your RNG is bad, you're still not seeing them that often.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'll see them more on week 2 than I do on week 3, or mid curses than full curses. And it's just slightly aggravating for me.
Yeah. Now that I have my Breakneck, I can actually play my other characters. Thank God.
I know, right? Because I'm grinding on my Warlock.
Shit, yeah.
Fusion Rifle's on my Hunter. But, or at least that's where my most progress is.
Yeah, I might put the Fusion on my Warlock because that beam is just so easy to use.
Also, at the same time, I was like super happy to get done with all the auto rifle objectives on the Breakneck quest because I miss using Malfeasance in Gambit. I missed it.
Yeah, it is really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god, it is super good in Gambit. It's like, oh, you want to take down like the Envoy? Like I'm starting to like, I don't even use the Icolo shotgun anymore because I'm learning to like to stack the Primeval Slayer with super usage. To like burn things down. That and like the Icolo shotgun isn't super consistent if you're not stun locking the boss. And one of the changes they made is making it where you don't stun lock the bosses often. So I'm getting away from that, and I'm starting to use like void-based special weapons basically to be able to like pop the shields on the envoys easier.
Mm-hmm.
First, I was using a shotgun, but let me tell you what, fusion rifle. My God.
Oh yeah.
They buff fusion rifle damage. It does a good chunk of like some noticeable good chunks of damage. Yeah, so I like break shield because I have a fusion rifle with backup plan, and you can get 2 shots off of super fast charge time. Within those 2 shots, I've already broke the shield and did some damage. I'll switch to malfeasance and just pump into that envoy. Usually I can kill one fairly quickly. Not super quick because they have a lot of freaking health. And then my favorite move is if I have had like a bunch of heavy drop because I use the masterworked Bad Omens.
Yeah.
With impact casing and all. So I've started running Lunafactions on my Warlock. And once we get to like 3 stacks of, if I have a lot of heavy, like full rocket launcher, I'll go ahead and drop an empowering, like 3 stacks, I'll drop an empowering rift and just unload on the boss.
Yeah, it's nasty.
And then I'm, of course, using Chaos Reach because, God, does that do a lot of damage. So yeah, I'm usually like 50%, if not 60, of primeval damage if I have full heavy. And if I don't have any other ammo, I'm pegging away at that sucker with the malfeasance. It's like, you are going to die.
Yeah, this is how this ends. You're going to go down.
But yeah, like I said, it's the grind is tedious, but just because of match completions, I kind of wish it was 30 for Gambit. Like, I'm super okay with doing 40 strikes. Because strikes, like I said, if you know what you're doing, that's
2 minutes, like 5 minutes.
It's like 15 minutes at most.
Yeah.
10 minutes average. So, I mean, that's not bad, but like a Gambit match is like 20 to 30-ish, I think. So, it's like, I kind of wish because the time investment, Gambit, and that's the only thing, it's just the time investment. Like, I just kind of wish it was slightly lower because Gambit takes a little longer. Or maybe more strikes. Like 10 more strikes. Either way, I just wish there was like that divide of time investment.
Yeah. I mean, even if they did for like the for the fusion, you know, you got to do 40 strikes if night falls, you know, counted for 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be cool. I do
some sort of offset, maybe.
Yeah, they have not done that since like D1 Vanilla though.
Yeah,
with that one Vanguard Missive quest. It's like, oh, you can do like 20 heroic strikes or 5 nightfalls.
I'm doing 5 nightfalls then, aren't I?
Or was it heroics that counted more? I forget, but either way, doing like, I forget exactly, but yeah, there was only one instance of like nightfalls counting for more than I do. That would be cool. But either way, look, at the same time, like the fusion grind does have like a higher like kill limit too.
Yeah.
Because you have to get like 1,000 kills, so it's a little rougher. But yeah, I don't know. That's just me.
All right, buddy. I think we have a pretty robust episode this week.
Yeah, we do.
Covered a lot of things, a lot of stuff, and
yeah, we did. Mostly on topic.
Yeah, like I mean, as on topic as RNG can get, right?
Pretty much.
So tell everybody where they can find you, buddy.
You can find me as always on Twitter at DES_Raven. You can find me on PS4 at DSRaven. No spaces, no underscores, no nothing, one word. Because I tried to do that on Twitter, and like everyone's Twitter story, that was taken. Like legitimately, listen to any podcast, like, well, I can't be this on Twitter because someone who doesn't use the account in like 3 years is still there.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's me too. So yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at BusterKnuckle13. That's BusterKnuckle13. You can find me on PSN, BlisterLister113. I'll definitely be in Gambit, but I'll also be in Strikes. You can find this podcast, the RNGCast, at the RNGCast on Twitter. You can email us, the RNGcast@gmail.com. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/the RNGcast. We do movie commentaries on terrible movies. One of these days we need to get everybody together and do one. That being said, this is episode 133? 132 of the RNGcast. We're out.
Later, man.
See you all next week.